That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, wonderful people of the GOG world, GOG universe, GOGlings, GOGletites, etc. Welcome, everybody, to Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is the show that we do every Tuesday here from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and it is episode 189 of Pen and Pixels. D&D with GOG, Storm King's Thunder has returned, and we hope you're looking forward to this. We're going to have an awesome session today, and we've got not 4, but 5 players to regale you with awesome storytelling and fun times, and I'm sure everything will be fine because they're not trying to escape from a terrible, disastrous situation that they find themselves in. It'll all be fine. Before we get there, though, I do want to remind everybody about ways to support the channel here at GOG. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. That is always very much appreciated. If you haven't done so, please make sure to sub to us here at GOG.com because you can get some of those awesome things like Echo just showed there, sub badges and various DRM free icons and all that kind of good stuff here at our little community. And last but certainly not least, of course, you can check through and please follow and sub to all our individual channels as well. Most of us here are streamers that you're going to be seeing, and all of us have internet presences of one kind or another, and we all have our own individual subsystems and Patreons and things like that, which the supporting of which is very helpful to all of us. So thank you all so much. Pen and Pixels will be back to video games next week with Pathfinder Kingmaker, but today we have got the return of the awesome crew and an additional member, and so I'm going to unmute myself so that the folks know that we are ready to go, and then I'm going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to a group of people, most of whom knew who Liam Neeson was when I talked about it, and that, of course, is this crew that you see in front of you. Presented to you. I'm still kind of reeling from the revelation about things that one of us anyway did not know about the great Liam Neeson. Before we get into that, though, I do want to welcome everybody as part of this awesome stream. I'm very excited, and you will notice that we have a 5th person joining us, which I think is appropriate and good since the group just has to deal with getting a relic away from angry barbarians and back to a set of giants. So maybe it's good that they've got 5 instead of 4 today. We will see. But I'm going to start as I usually do by introducing my players. I will begin with the person right below me who knows everything there is to know about Mr. Liam Neeson, and that, of course, is our good friend and GOG stream team leader, Pyron Jade. Hi, Pyron. How are you? How's life, the universe, and everything? And how have you found the Liam Neeson Wikipedia page to be treating?
I just got confused because they were talking about Liam Neeson, and I was like, "Hey, that's the kind of an actor. Which one was it?" And then I confused him with Leslie Nielsen, which made the whole conversation a little bit complicated. And then I looked at the Wikipedia page, and I actually did watch 3 movies with Liam Neeson. So I feel like I'm reformed.
Yeah, you can be part of the cool kids club. That's right.
I can now be part of the cool club. So I watched Excalibur, I watched Nell, and I watched The Haunting. So there it is.
Excalibur. So I'm glad that your education has been advanced by knowing that we did in fact watch Liam, because we're like, well, what about this? She's like, I haven't seen that. We're like, what? We just kept defaulting to like, do you breathe oxygen? Yes. Okay, we can take a step forward then. All right. But anyway, no, it is always a pleasure to have Pyron with us. Pyron, who are you? Oh, actually, wait, before I ask you who you're playing, do you want to talk very briefly about a very big event happening just in general terms with GOG, a milestone that's about to happen for the channel?
Yes. In September, early September, actually, the GOG.com Twitch channel will turn 5 years old.
5?
Yeah!
Wow.
And so
and there's 5 players. Coincidence?
Oh. Yeah. And so the thing is that we kept missing our anniversary. Like most years, we're like, oh, the anniversary just passed. This year, we're thinking of it. We only have a little less than 2 weeks left, but we thought of it, and so we're gonna make something great with it. Of course, we're gonna do it all in just like 10 days, no problem at all. So for that, like, hey, but the channel is older than that. Yes, but we can't honor our anniversary from the first official stream that was on here, and that was on December 4th. 2014. English numbers, I hate you. So 2014.
Say in German is fine.
Yeah.
2014. So wait, did you say December was the first official stream?
No, 4th September.
September, okay. Because, okay.
It's like Sephiroth. All this word for
Sephiroth. So September 4th. So that's a Wednesday. It's too bad because I was going to say if it was on that Tuesday, then that's 2 weeks from now, and we could have
Let's celebrate the whole month. Let's celebrate for a few weeks.
Right. Because I was going to say on the 3rd, we could have a big, just like blowout, D&D extravaganza with a cast of 15. I mean, I could right? I mean, like we could do something like that. I mean, it would.
I call in from
we
work.
should.
Yeah,
Kids.
absolutely. No, you actually do it from your classroom, and immediately all the kids are like, "Wow, the coolest teacher of all time!" Immediately, like that's how this goes. But anyway, no, that's very exciting. So 5 years, it's hard to believe.
5 years, yes.
It's gonna be awesome. So wait, Liam Neeson. That's right, he was in Krull. How can we miss Krull? One of the great underrated movies of all time. Oh my god. If you haven't seen Krull, first of all, you should feel bad.
Wait.
Secondly, you need to go see that tonight. And all I got to say is any, red-blooded kid of a certain age who saw Krull immediately wanted this weapon called the glaive. If you watch the movie, you'll be like, yes, this is the greatest weapon of all time. There is just no question about it. It was the coolest thing ever. And actually, Krull was a surprisingly much better movie than people give credit for. Anyway, I do want to make sure we keep moving, but I did want to give us a chance to talk about that awesome anniversary. So that's happening, people. It's happening.
Light Key, I did not watch it in school. I was sick on that day, and I really get into movies. So I'm like the typical movie crier. I cannot sleep after horror movies and all of this. Like, movies really take me, and I was very, very sure that would happen with Schindler's List. So I decided to not watch it because I know it would have made me really, really sad, and I didn't want it.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy film, but a great film. Pyron, who are you playing today in our wonderful game?
I am playing Greta Goldenfire, Dwarven Cleric of Folters. May his light shine on your way. Although we're currently in a place where it's like really cold and people are using sleds, so I think a little bit more fire, a little bit more light would be like really, really good. And I think we just climbed on another bird again because nothing could ever go wrong with that. So
yeah, that's always worked out well for you with folks in the past.
Yes,
and
absolutely. Flying is my thing.
Yeah, it really is an education in education with this crew about maybe it'll work this time. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it all goes. Thank you, Pyron. Always a great pleasure. Moving right along, of course, also a great pleasure to have a person who I now am beginning to think, as I just make one quick comment, looks a little bit like a major character from the game Horizon Zero Dawn, which I know is not a GOG game, so I won't talk about it anymore. But if you know this game, go look at it and tell me that this isn't Saber in about 30 years. And so we said that Dark Saber should be played by Liam Neeson, at which point Pyron is like, who is that? And we were like, what?
I thought you meant Leslie Nielsen. No.
Yes, which is so funny and great that I can't even imagine. Anyway, Saber, always a pleasure. How have you been, sir? How's life, universe, and everything? And who are you playing today, sir?
I've been doing really good. I've recently wrapped up Red Dead Redemption 2, pretty much fully, all story done. That was traumatic.
Yeah. I was going to say.
It was quite the journey. I recently started Horizon Zero Dawn myself, and I know the character of which you speak. And tonight, I will be playing Leslie Nielsen's character Descartes from Batman Big.
Surely you can't be serious. Oh my god, the thought of now I just want the meme where everyone goes and like every Liam Neeson role is replaced by Leslie Nielsen. Like that would be the. Can you imagine Leslie Nielsen as Qui-Gon? Like, the whole thing is just. He was like, he was very skilled in the ways of the Force. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Anyway, it's a great pleasure to have Dark Saber with us, and Saber may have some Celsig may have some issues insofar as the barbarian riding ahead of him may have remembered that maybe Celsig isn't the friend he thought he was. We will see just in just a moment. Moving right on down the line, of course, is a person who I keep calling, although he is no longer really this officially, Screaming Joypad. He was known to this community as Screaming Joypad, and now, of course, he is known as Mike Shh, or otherwise known as Mike Smith from, of course, the his amazing Twitter feed and all of the stuff that he's doing now with various conference appearances and all this stuff. His career is blowing up. But it's always a pleasure to have Mike back with us. Mike, how are you? And who are you playing today?
I'm doing well. Yeah, everything's going well for me at the moment. Life is good. World is pretty beautiful. I recently started getting into repairing retro consoles, which I'm not quite sure how that happened, but anyone who's to my social media recently realizes that I recently found my dad's old N64 in a box of things. So I'm repairing that and trying to bring it into the 21st century. And that's kind of opened up a whole realm of activities for me. So like I'm looking at refurbished SNESes and NESes and Mega Drives and all this sort of stuff. Or Genesis is in other parts of the world. And yeah, I'm getting really back into the retro style of stuff. It's making me want to start like recording footage of things and maybe editing things together again and getting back into that kind of realm of possibility. But who knows? At the minute, I'm just kind of having fun with it. Yeah, I'm doing really good. I recently came to the finale moment of Breath of the Wild after almost 2 years of playing it. So
Wow.
there's a swell in my chest right now, I must admit, and I'm just ignoring the ending completely, and I'm just going and riding my horse around and mopping up side quests. To be honest with you, I'm very excited to be playing Urash, the half-orc barbarian and devout follower of Tempest, who is always after a glorious battle and an even more glorious death. And I can't remember if he's on the rope at the end of this flying bird piloted by someone who now questions our allegiance, or if I'm on the bird itself. I can't quite remember. Either way, I'm sure I'll bounce.
It's going to be interesting to see how this happens. It is true that every time it's always the dismounts that seem to be the problem for this group. It's not so much the getting on, it's the dismounts from the flying things that cause problems. But we will see how that happens.
No. Wait, isn't that just in the nature of flying things?
The dismount? No.
No.
I think it's telling that you think it is, Pyron, that it is just the nature of it to crash into everything.
No. What I mean is like people usually don't die when they get on the plane.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. The problem, if there is a problem, it's on the other end. Yes, I will agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yes, the sort of person that gets on and somehow, is killed because they fall off the gangway. That's a whole new process. Yes, I agree with you on that score. But it's a pleasure to have Mike with us. I'm looking forward to seeing how Urash handles things. I'm also looking forward to seeing how things are handled with, of course, the awesome and amazing Tasty Chai. How are you, Chai? How is life in the universe with you? And who are you playing?
I'm doing well, just doing life, etc. Continuing with this, which has been going well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I missed, by the way, stuff with this. I was on your channel lurking a few days ago, and you were starting to talk about stuff, and I didn't know about certain changes, milestones in your life that are en route and things.
Oh, are you talking about my spawn?
Yes, that I didn't know about. So congratulations. I had no idea. And then you're like, blah, 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 pregnancy. I'm like, wait, what? What is this? So anyway, congratulations. It's
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been good. It's been weird having things moving around inside me of their own
imagine.
but it's fine. But yeah, anyway, I will be playing River today, who is a silver dragonborn. She likes food most of the time, except for when she's conflicted about it. And it's very hurt at the moment. And I also don't remember if I too was dangling or if I was atop the bird. But if I do bounce, it might be for the only and last time.
This might be a one-time.
Just aim for me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've probably got a few spare hit points. It's fine.
It'll be completely fine, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm sure.
And actually, it's interesting because all of you have talked about this process of, are you on the bird, dangling from the bird? The only one who currently is not actually, I believe, on the bird is the one who is running after it with their pet wolf by their side. And that, of course, is the character of Doran, who is played by our good friend Fleos, who returns to us again before the school year consumes his life. I know that feel coming up soon, but it is good to see you, Fleos. How's life, the universe with you, sir? And who are you playing today?
Things have been really well and just been going really well. I'm enjoying my last week of freedom. I go back to work next week, so. But yeah, the things have been good. We've been packing up. We're in the process of slowly moving.
Oh.
So you can't really see. I got this huge pile of boxes over there. But it's been a good summer. I'm sad to see it go, but it's been a good summer. So tonight, I will be playing Dorn Hellsbane, itinerant male human fighter ranger that occasionally encounters this group. And as well as his pet, Raksha, the runt. What do we call it? Help me out, guys. I just forgot what
I thought you didn't know. So
a warg.
Raksha was a warg, yes.
A warg.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really excited to be with you guys. Unfortunately, this will be the last time I can stream with the group for who knows how long, if ever again, but I am super happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Quick note about imminent death at end of session. No, not at all. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun. It's a pleasure, though, to have Fleos back with us, and I was glad that we got him for 2 consecutive sessions. It's awesome that we could have him join with the group. So let me fill everyone in on what it is that has been happening with us. The long-term thing, you'll have to check out the Pen and Pixels playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to know more. We have been playing with this crew for a long time, although they are making progress now. They are level 7. They have advanced far into the Storm King's Thunder campaign. And they are in the process at the moment of trying to get to the heart of the matter of what it is that has gone wrong with the Giants. And they actually have discovered a great deal in recent sessions. They have discovered when they went to the Oracle of the Allfather, led there by one Harshnag, a giant of great power that had originally been one of the adventurers with the party Force Grey. Finding Harshnag led them to the Oracle of the Allfather because this Oracle was going to be able to give them insight into what was happening with the Giants. And as they had heard rumors to this effect, they now had it confirmed for them that the problem essentially is that King Hecaton, who was the head of the Ordning, basically the disciplinary structure, if you will, of all of Giant Society, has disappeared and has left rule in the hands of his daughter, while the other 2 daughters, who feel like they should have been the one, thank you for the follow, welcome to GOG, that they should have been the ones to take over, basically squabble with each other and the person who ultimately took over, his daughter took over for him. So as a consequence of all of this, the Giants have basically been almost cast adrift, and so there has been a lot of infighting, a lot of battling, a lot of Giants doing crazy things like attacking various populated centers on the Sword Coast and doing other crazy things that are dangerous and problematic, in which the party and the rest of society wants to have stopped. And so the Oracle of the Allfather said that the only way to find Hecaton was to go to where Hecaton had been, and the word that the Oracle used was taken. So Hecaton had been taken somewhere, and that should get everyone pause, because Hecaton is the most powerful giant among all the giants. So taking the king of the giants is not easy. So the fact that he's been taken should concern anybody. But the Oracle said that to find Hecaton in whatever place he's been taken to, they will need a way to find him, and the only way to find him can be told by the Oracle if the party would retrieve a relic which had been stolen from the Giants and return it to them. The party accordingly found several places that they could go, and they ended up deciding to go to a place called the Raven Rock, which was a very good place, seemed like a reasonable place for them to go, pleasant, vacation spot, except for the fact that it has not one but 2 separate tribes of barbarians, each of whom guard a relic which they have stolen from the Giants, and obviously were not interested in having return. The Order of the Wolves, the Wolf Barbarian, the Wolf tribes, and then the Raven tribes as well. And so when the party arrived, they ended up landing and digging underneath this altar to find what was, and I need the party to confirm this for me, a large ring, correct? I believe is what you had. This massive bracelet thing that looked like it was giant sized, essentially. Okay.
It was like a giant, almost like a stone belt that went around kind of my chest.
That's what I thought. And that's the only thing I believe that you folks found, and that was one of the relics. Yes. And the way that you were able to get to that relic in the first place was that Celsig had the idea of charming several of the Raven barbarian guards, the Ravens who were, of course, at the top plateau that you see on your map that you're looking at on your screen, and so decided that he would charm them. It worked beautifully. They became best friends and indeed wanted to help them, which was useful when the entire Raven barbarian clan decided to come pouring down the mountainside and attacking the party, which are very clearly not barbarians and are also trying to steal something which the barbarians feel they have already stolen. And so ultimately the barbarians were convinced, the ones that were charmed by Celsig, were convinced to let them get onto the backs of their ravens and fly away from the onrushing horde of other barbarians. And so all of the party managed to get onto the ravens, with the exception of Doran and Raksha, who were running after them dramatically as the episode came to an end. And at the very end of the episode, one of the barbarians that was flying the Raven turned around to look at Celsig behind him and said something to the effect of, who are you? Why are you on Raven? And that was where we ended the session last time. And so now the party has got the immediate problem of, not avoiding death and somehow managing to escape with their lives and with the relic, to getting the relic back to the Oracle so that they can have the Oracle tell them where they need to go to save King Hekaton. And now that you were all caught up on where we have been, and yes, Urash did indeed make and fail a leap of faith. It was a leap of faith, and it turned out to be faithless at the end of it. But he survived. They all survived. They are kind of hurt, just as a quick update here. Selsig is okay. Urash is not okay at 15 out of 75 hit points.
I'm fine.
River is not okay at 12 out of 37 hit points. Greta is not okay at 26 out of 63 hit points. And Doran is not super great at 37 out of 57 hit points. But you'll be happy to know that Selsig is unharmed. So I think everything is good to go with Selsig.
Well, at least we've got a fully intact ranger. That's all right.
As long as we have a ranger. And so I'm now going to hand things back over to the party. So again, you are flying away. Selsig, the barbarian, has just turned around and is looking at you, sort of like, who the hell are you? There is indeed a rope trailing from behind that bird, on which I believe it was Greta was actually hanging onto this rope, I believe.
Yep, that was me.
And it was, so I believe it's Selsig is on one raven with River, Urash is on the other raven, and then dangling from a rope is Greta, and Doran and Raksha running up behind. So now I'm going to hand it back over to the party, and I'm going to start with Selsig, because the barbarian has just turned around to say to you, who are you?
Where's Zephyros's tower right now?
Zephyros's tower is not visible on this map. You can see it in the distance, though, sort of floating. You know, he tried to stay somewhat out of range. It doesn't seem to be moving yet. If you had to guess, I don't know, it would probably take you a minute or so of flight, maybe 2 minutes to get to it.
So I just go, what, you don't remember? How we fought off the Wolf Tribe and won in glorious combat?
The Wolf Tribe are our allies.
They
You
attacked
use some
you.
kind of magic. And he kind of looks back at you, glaring. And the raven
cast a spell
looks
on
over
you?
his shoulder. The raven's like, caw! Like looks over his shoulder also.
It's like, they must have cast a spell on you, because they definitely attacked us. And you offered to help.
What?
You fought mightily.
Now the other barbarian on the other raven it looks over and says, Grog, what is problem? You help friend? What friend? What are you talking about? This is enemy. What are you doing? Why are you flying? No, it's friend. These are friends. So the one who's clearly still charmed, along with the one who is not charmed, are arguing with each other at the moment over whether you're a friend. The raven, by the way, is beginning to move alarmingly left and right as the barbarian that's piloting this one is trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, exactly. Greta is swinging back and forth like.
So I'm going to double down and go, clearly the Wolf Clan have cast some sort of spell on you to cloud your senses, and I suggest, casting a suggestion spell, that we go over to that tower and we can sort this all out and fix your mind, friend.
Oh man!
I suggest using this intricate hand movement tonight.
I suggest.
Yeah.
What we should probably do, Okay, so your suggestion is, give me that again. What is the actual suggestion?
Suggestion is we go land on the floating tower so that we can sort this mess out.
Okay, it's gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw.
He is. Unfortunately, I suggest you jump off the Raven. Is not within the scope of this
Yes,
spell.
that will not work.
So none of us knows how to drive a raven.
We can figure it out. It's fine. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Flight's pretty easy. I've managed it.
Figured out how to hang glide easily enough, so it's fine.
So he turns. So he looks at you for a moment.
Isn't this the same party that crashed a tower, or am I thinking of somebody else?
You crashed into a tower.
You
No,
crashed
it's
into the tower.
The tower fell down.
Ah, yeah.
You have also been in a
no,
party
no,
that crashed a tower, Mike, but that was in a different.
That was it.
was a
Yeah, that was the
different world.
other game. Sorry.
Yes. But same world though. So
We might find it.
So
You never know.
concentration up to 8 hours. Okay. So he says. So he looks at you, and his eyes widen, and he raises his hand as if he's going to like backhand you off the Raven. And then he goes, "Yes, I should go to the tower. And he turns back and he starts flying. And the guy on the other raven says, yes, that's right, friend. That's right. I'm glad you understand. And he smiles and gives you the big thumbs up, Selsig. And the ravens continue to go ahead. Now, your other problem is Doran. Because, well, I mean, I'm sure there's many problems, but one of the other problems is Doran. Because Doran is running right now. He's not only got a wolf, but he's carrying a baby as he's running along. Like, it's very dramatic. And, like, I mean, so there's a lot riding on this, chat. This is basically the scene in The Untouchables where the scroller is coming down the stairs. Like, that's what this is. He's just running along with it. So, Doran, I guess I want to ask you. This rope is still trailing behind with Greta. Greta, are you screaming wildly? I'm curious as to what you're doing. As
No,
you fly
I'm
back
beyond
and forth.
screaming. I hang on. The only thing I would be willing to do would be to get like a better grip on the rope or something. If I maybe
Just grim acceptance
or
at
maybe
this point.
I don't know what maybe I can like get my feet up or tie it around me. Just hang on.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing. Until I can safely land. This is all I will do.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make a check on this in a little bit, but not quite.
No.
Yet.
Don't. Please.
So I'm gonna ask Doran, and then I will let the other party members weigh in at this point. But I'll let Doran first. So Doran, you're running along, with Raksha next to you. So the birds are, you're running out of real estate. Basically, you're running out of land. So what do you want to do? Because there is the bottom of the rope. Greta is somewhat up, maybe 10 feet up, sort of banging back and forth on this rope as she holds on grimly. Do you want to try to do the same thing? Like, what is your... Are you going to try to ride Raksha to glory? Like, what are we doing? Do you think?
All right. Just looking at this cliff here that we're rapidly approaching, what is the pitch of that? Like, is it super steep like the other one that I barely survived running down the first time?
That would be correct.
Okay.
In fact, it's about, let's see, these are 50 foot. Yeah, so that basically drops about 20 feet and 25 feet. It's pretty steep, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to try and jump up and grab the rope.
Okay, Greta, because you're just holding on. Never mind. I was about to ask if you're going to aid in any of this. No, you're just going to hold onto the rope. So you're going to grab onto the rope. Okay, Doran, I'm going to need you to make, I will take dexterity or acrobatics if you have that.
Okay.
Either of those would work.
Acrobatics is a dexterity check, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's, if you're
Yes,
proficient
it
in it,
is.
will give you some benefits. But yes, it is dexterity.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll do acrobatics then.
Okay.
So, let's roll 1d20. No, little baby, what are you doing? Plus 5. Nice. 19.
19. All right. Despite the baby, you actually use the baby to grab on with the baby's, like, just with its teeth, just like, which it has none of, so just its gums slide down the. But you grab onto the rope, and then you're there. So you manage to grab onto the rope, and you hear this whirl, and Raksha is running behind you, just, speeding up, and you see that the cliff is coming. Maybe.
All right, Raksha is also going to try and jump up and grab my leg.
Okay. Grab your leg. All right.
With his teeth?
Uh-huh.
Shink.
Yeah. Okay. So another dexterity for that one?
Yes. That'll be one, obviously, if you have the, do you have the wargs? Do you have Raksha's stats? You do, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to guess Raksha is not trained in acrobatics. I don't think it's a Cirque du Soleil wolf, but...
She is not. She is not.
All right, so Raksha leaps up, and the teeth meet on thin air, and the rope denies her. She's going to have one more chance as you're literally about to fly off the edge. So, chat, I just want to point out that if you have inspirations available to you because you support my channel at the reasonable level, at the proper level, then you can inspire over here if you would like to. Otherwise, we may be seeing the last leap of Raksha that may be happening.
Poor puppy.
So, we'll give you a chance to
No,
think about
doggo,
it.
no.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
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 Oh,
Uh-oh.
There should be a +1, but that's still a 9.
Uh-oh.
okay. Inspire puppy. All right. So Echo has inspired you. Okay, inspired the puppy to be exact. All right, so you get one more roll on this to try.
Look,
to
there were
actually-
more people would be willing to inspire the puppy.
Oh, those are such nice people.
I'm sure
Okay,
they
guys,
are,
this is
but
it.
this is actually being able to. All right, here we
Forget
go.
the rest of us. We have to
Who
save
would?
the dog. Okay.
Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, roll.
So I said remove inspiration of Raksha. I meant of Echo. So Raksha leaps up, and as Raksha does so, an arrow shoots over her left shoulder, just like misses her, and she, but it also causes her to lose the rope. So she lands on the ground, skids to the edge, right of the edge of the wall. And as the ravens and the rope is dangling, and you look back, Doran, you see Raksha sort of looking at you, and then you see the horde of barbarians just charging. And Raksha sort of gives you one more look and tilts her head, and then turns and puts her head down and charges right the hell at the barbarians.
What?
And arrows just rain at her, and just, like rain down all everywhere, and then the wind and snow kick up, and she is lost to view. And you are now soaring over the air, and one of the barbarians on the far raven is looking down and, brave warg, brave one, and nods several times.
Oh. Okay. I guess that's it. That's it. I don't suppose we're still over the cliff. Like I've passed the cliff now. Hey.
You're past the cliff now. You could, no corpse, no death. Yeah. I mean, if you could certainly turn around or try to get them to turn around if you wish, but you're very, very outnumbered. I mean, there's way more of them than there are of you, but it's up to you. But and the one sort of yells down and says, gave us the chance to escape. Good friend, good wolf.
I'll keep holding on.
Okay. All right. You soar onwards to Zephyros's tower. When you get closer, you see several winged creatures break off from the top of the tower and head in your direction. And the ravens seem a little nervous as they kind of, "Grr!" And the barbarian sort of, it's all right, his friend. And the other barbarian, must get to tower. That's riding yours, Selsig. But as you get close, you can see these are several of Zephyros's griffins, which have basically flown an escort. So they go around you, and then they're all escorting you back towards the tower. It's quite possible, Esthir. Coven, I've killed my favorite character. How dare you? Hey, listen. I mean, who knows what happened?
Final boss is Raksha. Top 10 animated betrayals.
Exactly. Who knows? Maybe he will. Who knows? But when you get to the top of the tower, escorted by the griffins, the ravens settle down. And as they get to the tower, I'm going to need you to make a check for me, Greta, because although you've been able to hold on, grim as death, as the saying goes.
No.
There is the possible risk that as you get close, the rope that you're dangling in is going to bang into the side of the tower. So I need you, as the rope is flying in, to make, please, a strength saving throw, let us say, to hold on as the rope slams into the side of the tower.
Easy.
Yeah. So you slide down. Now, the bad news is that you failed to save and you slip. The good news is that there is someone below you. The bad news is the person who's below you. So, Doran, I need you now, please, to make a strength save. So, actually, you have two choices, I should say. You could try to make a dexterity save to avoid being hit by Greta as she flies past you, or you could make a strength save to catch her and then hold on.
Oh, I'm going strength for this one.
Okay. I had a feeling.
11 plus 6,
okay.
17.
So she kind of goes down. You're like, Hood! And then, yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens. And Grab, this is why obviously you have an incredibly intelligent baby. And very much like the sequence that all of us know in Batman Begins, where he saves the person who goes off the cliff. Everyone remembers that, right? Right? Everybody remembers having seen Batman Begins multiple times. Anyway,
greatest moment.
Pirate is gonna go watch like 10 Liam Neeson movies after this, and then send me a list.
Leslie Nielsen's greatest moment.
Leslie Nielsen was not as good in Airplane, okay? Because anyway, but yes, manages to hold on barely, and you kind of slam in as well, but you hold on and are then holding on as the your companions get off, and one of the barbarians starts to haul you basically up over the edge. And when he has done so and gotten you over the edge, he sort of looks down and beaming and says, "We made it, friend." And he turns to his other friend who has just landed with his raven and who is landing there and is kind of blinking as if he's starting to wake up or something, Selsig.
I've already hopped off the raven and I'm heading towards the tower going, Selfie, you in?
So there's kind of there's silence for a moment, and then you hear a booming and, "Yes, an excellent landing. I see you've brought some friends with you." And one of them says, the one that's still charmed says, hello, strange disembodied voice. And the other one says, where am I? Where is this? What is this? You're all now on top of the tower. So
We're all on top, so we're not still dangling.
No.
Okay. Just okay, I huddle like by the Raven tribe guys, like, thank you for bringing us here. This was absolutely great. We now need to go inside, and I think you should go back and figure things out with the Wolf Clan. Bye.
And the one says, but friend, I would stay with you in adventure, help you do whatever you need. My friend here will be fine. Isn't that right? And the friend is now, what am I doing? He like looks around. He sees a bunch of angry griffins glaring at him, and like he's just kind of staring like at everybody. The ravens are like, "Caw!" Like getting very nervous, backing off towards the edge of the platform.
Oh dear.
Friend? We'll join you, right? Where are we? We join you. Come on, you just helped us. What?
Where is Elsig in this?
Yes, our friend Selsig. And he points over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Selsig.
I've never noticed the detailing on this door before.
I walk up to Selsig. I'm just like, this is why you can't charm people. You feed them once, and then you can't get rid of them.
It was that I learned to fly without a raven.
Well, they're your responsibility. I am not walking it. I am not cleaning up after it. You sort this out.
I think your friend here is very confused. I think Wolf Tribe cast bad magic on him. You need to get him help.
You're gonna get him killed.
Maybe need help. Where will we find you?
Look for the tower.
Oh yes, I can see tower. No matter what occurs, I will find you. He says, "No, I'm just kidding." He does not, in fact, he doesn't quote Last of the Mohicans. He doesn't do that. So he turns around and he says, "Come on, friend." And the guy who's still kind of woozily sort of trying to clear his head, he picks him up and throws him onto the back of one of the ravens. He said, "Let me help." He's like, "No, wait, this is not right. No, come with us. Come with me. We got to leave the friend behind." And grabs the raven and says, "All right, and off." And he sort of lifts off, and the raven goes flying off, followed by the other raven, which seems relieved to just be out of sort of the vicinity. And as they begin to go away, you can hear them arguing, and you can just hear the one who was a friend start to say, What am I doing? I told you, there's something wrong," as they're sort of like flying away on their raven. By this point, the door is open, Selsig, and Zephyros is above you and says, "Well, I just see they decided to leave already. We could stay and wait for them."
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. As I turn around, look at my variously burnt, bashed, stabbed, crushed, bodies collapsed on party, and I'm just going, I think that went quite well.
Yeah. I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry for Rashka.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
me
just like
too.
sobbing. I'm completely inconsolable.
And Zephyros sees this and is like, well, what has happened? And, oh, I see we have another new person as well. I don't believe we've met. I'm Zephyros. But I don't understand why your companions here seem so distraught.
Hi, I'm Dorn, and I was about to introduce you to Raksha, but she's not with us anymore. She didn't make it up. So
He says,
yeah, we had to leave someone behind.
That's terrible. If I had known, I could have brought the tower back, but there were so many. I was supposed to stay out of sight. I am very sorry to hear of it. Raksha must have been special to you. May I ask who or what she or he or they were?
She was a warg, actually.
Warg.
She was my companion warg. We've been through a lot together in these last few months. So she changed me, and I failed her. You know, I failed her.
He nods and he points out several of the griffins. He says, "This may not be the time to talk about it in detail, friend Doran, but you should know, as the rest of your companions do, that I once had 5, not 4 griffins. One of the griffins, Wingdings, was lost. He was very precious to me, and losing him, I felt both saddened and as if I had failed. And yet I had made his life better by being in it, I suppose. He died trying to protect me. If your companion did the same for you, then there is no failure in a life well lived, even when the end has come. Perhaps I speak out of turn, but it is how we in the giant world think of it."
Thank you. Thanks. And then I don't say anymore. Just kind of cry quietly.
And he nods. He goes over to River, and he says, "River, I know this is difficult as well, but you must know that these sacrifices will happen. It is our job to make those sacrifices meaningful."
But how I loved the puppy!
I understand. Perhaps we'll all figure it out together. This is all the doing of the collapse of the Ordning. Until we find what has happened to King Hecaton, nothing will be normal. That must be our primary goal.
Okay.
And he sort of smiles, gently. And then he looks around at all of you and he says, "You look a little, worse for wear." It's like all of you, like Greta is like, just bleeding from Ultimate. And he sort of looks at all of you, says, we'll need to do what we can to tend to those wounds on our way back.
Yes,
Except for you, Selsig, you seem just fine.
Yeah. I sort of overcame.
I give a healing to up to 6, so that should be enough for all of us.
Okay. Wait a minute, up to 6. What do you mean up to 6? Up to 6?
Up to 6 people. I give a prayer of healing. So
Yes.
everybody gets 11 hit points.
Since I'm at full health, can I just have like a healthy glow?
Yes.
Yes, you are. It actually goes all the way around, so you're now injured, is what this means. So the circle goes around.
Overflow.
Too much health. Okay. So that's 26 out of 75 for Urash. That's 23 for River, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then 37 or 38, Greta, is that right?
37.
37 rather.
Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong spell here. Okay, this one. Okay, Everything's fine.
And Doran is 48?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So.
Oh no, I can still wait. Maybe I can still do another one. Give me a short moment. How
Okay.
many people? That's a creature I touch. No, so I only have single people healing spells left.
Okay. Well, he is heading back directly right now to the Oracle of the Allfather. So you probably have time for a short rest. You will not have time for a long one, though. So
What does a short rest do?
So if you take a short rest, it means that those of you who have hit dice remaining that are used for healing, you can use hit dice to heal yourselves, a certain amount of them. And it also means you can feed the baby, so there's that. And also in addition to that, some abilities and spells refresh, but it depends on the spell and the ability in question. It'll tell you if you need a short or a long rest.
Can I cast a spell?
Sure. What is it, Dorn?
It's good berry. So I'm going to create 10 delicious berries in my hand and everybody gets 2. You get 2 extra hit points. You're welcome.
Good. These good berries.
Thank you.
So 2 more hit points for everyone.
Okay.
And they're delicious too.
They are
And they're
delicious.
delicious.
So good.
Oh.
The best berries I've ever eaten. Actually, I think it's the only berries I've ever eaten, but still.
I have this image of Arash going vegan at this point, and just like
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, what animal does this come from? This is amazing.
So I think I still have 7 of my 8 hit dice left.
Okay.
So I can use them somehow now.
Yes. So you can use those hit dice
Hey,
now.
can we have a refresher on how hit dice work, please?
Yes. So when you are using hit dice, so the hit dice are based upon the same dice that you rolled for your hit points, which is different for every class. So some of you it'll be a 1d10, some of it'll be a 1d8. And when you are resting, you will be able to recover using those hit dice. You're basically going to be rolling to get some of those back. So I'll give you the exact wording of it. So you can spend 1 or more of your hit dice at the end of a short rest. And for each hit die that you spend, you roll the die and add your constitution modifier to it. So the amount of hit dice that you have usually is based on level, and then you can use those hit dice up. You don't get those hit dice back until you take a long rest, be aware. So
I can decide to only use like 3 now and use...
That's right. And you can use the
others
rest
later.
That's right, yep.
And they are... What kind of hit dice they are depends on the class we are.
That's right. And I don't remember for each one, like for cleric, it might be 1d8, maybe?
I think it's the 8 for clerics,
It is
but
D8, I
I'll
just
look
saw
it
it.
up.
Yep, it's 1d8.
Okay.
I definitely know I'm a 1d12 because that's everything to do with barbarians.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basically
yeah.
barbarian dice.
This is your drill, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Just,
pretty much.
Just one more question. So is it my constitution modifier for every die I
Every
use?
hit die that you roll, you get a con modifier bonus to it, yes. That is correct.
Cool.
I try to think how much I think I'd use 4 hit die then.
Okay.
With a constitution modifier of 12.
Okay, 3 per. Yep, sounds right.
Okay. I can do this.
So let us know what you get. River, did you roll?
I did.
So is 1d6, is that plus your con or not?
No, so then it's +1. I'm at 30 total.
All right. And can you keep track? How many do you have left of your hit dice now?
I have 3
Okay.
left.
Cool. All right, Doran, you rolled a 6. Is that count? Then you counted the con already. So
Yeah.
how many do you
I'm
have?
at 56. What a terrible roll.
was
I'm sorry.
Not so hot. The 12 was a lot better. Okay, 18.
It has been one of those days with those rolls, isn't it?
Yep, 49 and 8, 57. That's still close, though. I mean, like, it's still pretty close to the top.
Yes. I was like, oh, maybe I used too many dice, and then this happened.
How many hit dice do you have left?
3.
Okay. Also be aware, I don't think this applies to any of your spells, but just make sure, Pyron, when you're looking at Greta's spells, some of the spells require that you use either
4.
other players...
Sorry, I just...
What?
Oh, wait, I'm trying to hit die. Oh, no, I now have 3 hit dice left of
3
my
hit dice
7.
left, okay. So just be aware that there are occasions where some of your spells will require you to use your hit dice in the healing or the affecting of other people. And occasionally someone else healing you uses your hit dice, not theirs. So just be aware that hit dice can drop for other reasons. I don't know if that's the case with any of your spells, but I just wanted to remind you of that. Like, to be aware
I
of
think
that.
I read all my spells and never counted some.
Many of them do not. So I'm just letting you know there's a few that are like that.
Man, being a magic user must be really confusing.
I usually
There's a
don't
reason
play
I stick
magic.
with melee classes.
Super powerful, though.
Oh yeah,
Super
like glass
powerful.
cannons, but like, whew.
As we saw last session, where River laid down like the chain of death with just
Oh,
wall,
yeah.
wall.
Be useful in a pinch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that people are more or less feeling better, although Urash, you're still at 28 out of 75. Have you done
That's
yours
because
yet?
I haven't gone yet.
All right, why don't you do yours?
Is this us kind of doing our short rest whilst travelling back to the Eye of the Allfather?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm going to find a room that I can do a short rest in. Whilst doing a short rest, I'm going to start off by saying a prayer to Tempest, not only for our safe return, the glorious battle, but also to honour the memory of Raksha's bravery and courage in that previous fight.
Okay.
Well, that's
And now I'm gonna
happening.
roll.
I'm saying a prayer for the bodies we had to leave unlooted.
You are so fired.
I also want to know. I also want to note
The
very
worst
quickly
ranger.
before you do your rolls. Urash, I just wanted to note. You still have the magma looking.
Yeah, I've still got the
right?
big thing. Yeah, it's been around me. I'm basically wearing it like a bandolier. You know,
Right.
like a it's like a big rock bandolier. I'm just not taking it off.
The thing that I want to note is that as you were wearing it, the blood axe at your back feels heavier, almost maybe slightly painful, and you've noticed this since the belt was put on. Now, not enough that you lose hit points or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that is the case.
Okay, I will take that under consideration. Is this going to become a problem if I keep this on? Do we think?
There's no way to know. I mean, like it isn't like you don't feel like I don't ever want to give this off, my precious. Like it's not one of those deals yet.
Right. Okay. So
but-
I've not accidentally put on two cursed items then.
No, although I was sorely tempted. But no.
Just like, I'll take this. Oh no, it's bound.
Well, who's that? That's our cursed guy. We don't even remember his name. We just give him all
Yeah.
the cursed items.
By the end of the adventure, I'm just a walking pile of artifacts, just like this.
Yeah, we just carry him around and like put things on top of him. Yeah.
They just like get attracted to me like magnets. Okay, cool. That's weird, but okay, I'll bear that in mind. Am I okay to roll my hit dice
Yes. Go ahead and roll those.
now? I'm using 4 hit dice at D12 plus my con modifier of 2 per roll, so that's a con mod of 8.
Wow. See, that's how you roll,
That'll
Pirate.
do
Right there. See?
quite nicely.
That's how you do it.
I'm so bad at rolling dice.
43 points. Good
43
God.
points.
All right, so that's
D12s,
71 out
man,
of 75. That's the good news. Bad news that
Yep.
you're out of hit dice, but that was quite a
No,
roll.
I have 3 left.
You have 3. No, not quite out of hit dice, but you do have.
Not
3.
quite out of hit dice. Like I get the,
You guys are strong. Listen, level 7 is strong, and that's
Yeah, in all of our adventures, I think that's like the second time I've used hit dice, hence my need for a refresher, to be honest with you. But man, those are super useful.
Yep. No, it's definitely useful. All right. So as you were all resting, and are also sort of waiting, are you doing anything in particular before you get back to the Allfather in terms of the Oracle, the Allfather, in terms of any other kinds of preparation? And this is not to tell you, quick, make this because you'll need it. I'm just asking because you have a moment of downtime. Is there any other thing that you want to be able to do? This could also include talking to each other about things that happened or whatever you like. I'm just letting you know.
I would like to do a thing when possible.
Me too.
Okay, whoever wants to go can do that. You'll both get a chance.
Go
Gretty,
ahead.
you do the thing.
Okay, I will approach Dorin. Just see how he's coping. So Dorin, what you doing?
Hey, I'm just kind of sitting on the ground in a little quiet corner, munching on some more good berries. I'm gonna feel sick after from eating so many, and just kind of thinking to myself. You can see little like tears and tear stains down my eyes or down my cheeks, and just kind of being very quiet, very quiet.
Hey, you want some companion, or would you rather be alone?
Yeah. Come sit. Or you can stand. Whatever.
So, how did you pass the last month? What happened?
Well,
Weeks.
I guess it's been a few. Time's funny these days, you know.
Yeah.
We just we met you guys, and we were called in a different direction. We ran off. And I think we talked about this a little bit. Those druids. We talked to the druids, and they helped us find our way to you, which is funny because we just left. You know, it's things have been good. Things together were good. Raksha and I, we made a good team. So we hunted for food. We just chased after rabbits for fun. You know, terrible, of course. But we made our way to you guys. But we just hung out together, and it's been really good. I mean, I love being with you guys, but just being alone with Raksha was pretty great. And so that's where we've been. You know?
Would you like that we maybe pray together for Raksha, wherever she may be?
Yeah, I'd like that.
I think we never really had a chance to talk about what you believe in, but I believe that there can be light in all of us. And wargs might not be the creatures most associated with light, but from what you tell me, there was a lot of light in Raksha. So I think that counts for a lot.
Let's do that. Yeah.
So I'll just bow my head and pray silently because I'm more afraid of hurting a friend with the wrong words than making a big statement of what I'm praying.
I'll sit quietly, respectfully, and think on Raksha as you do so.
Okay, then I get up and I'll see how the others are doing. But if you need anything, just remember that you're among friends.
Thanks, Queen.
We missed you.
Thanks.
And then I go to check on River and hand over to Rush in the meantime.
You're muted, I think, Mike.
I am muted.
Okay.
I wasn't. Thanks for that. As I was saying, I would like to find Greta and preferably River as well. So if I can find them both in the same place, that would be fantastic. I'd like to try and take the big stone ring thing off and ask them. I don't know what this is. For some reason, it's making my axe feel heavy and a bit uncomfortable, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but it's clearly very magical, and that's why it's an artifact. I'm just wondering what we want to do with this, and if you guys know what it is or why it's making my spine feel all heavy and itchy when I've actually got it on, when I'm carrying it.
I don't know what it is.
I look at it, maybe with is there writing in the stone or anything?
As you are looking around the outside of it, no, it doesn't look like there's any kind of writing in it. But you notice, and actually you would have noticed this also, Gorash, that this thing is very warm to the touch. And obviously you just took it out of a buried in ground, cold environment, and yet it is still warm to the touch. And
so we're like, this isn't this. If you feel it, if you put your hand on it, this isn't warm from me. This has been like this since we took it out of the frozen ground, basically. So
right.
There's no doubt it's magical. I don't know if I should be the one carrying this.
I mean, you've not been really happy with your aches for some time, mildly put.
Well, I'm not happy with the curse. There's something inside me that I'm really happy with the axe. I don't like the fact that it's cursed.
So if maybe the curse of the eggs is not happy with whatever kind of magic is in this thing, and if we could find more of this kind of magic, that could help. Just
So you're saying maybe this is the good kind of magic and I'm accidentally carrying the bad kind of magic?
I think curse fall under the bad kind of magic, yes.
Curse is bad.
Yes. I believe that, yes.
Curse is bad. Curse is bad. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, so maybe the giants can tell us more. Maybe Sephiroth can tell us more.
That's a very good idea.
I just but I want to take
I forgot
time
he was here.
to really have a look at this thing, if I can find like anything about how it's made or something is inside of it, or any hidden writing, levers, buttons, anything.
Make an investigation check for me, please.
I don't have investigation, so I just make an intelligence check.
Then intelligence would be the case.
Look, a rock. It's
Yeah,
round.
you're like, this looks very... The one thing you can say is that there are these minuscule cracks on the outer surface. Not like it looks like it's going to blow up, but it looks very much as if there's almost, again, warmth spilling from within, as if you're looking at a piece of coal in a fire, let us say. But definitely no levers, buttons, or anything like that.
I hand it over to River. Can you see anything on this? On what makes it special and what makes it magic?
1 minute. Let's see if I can. Probably not.
For you, actually, I'll allow you to make an Arcana check if you want on this, River, because this may have some magical properties that you can sense.
Well, it's the same. It's still +0, okay. So it's fine. It's a shiny rock.
It's a shiny rock. It does seem as if it has some kind of internal energy about it, probably magical energy, but you wouldn't exactly know how to access said energy, except to say that it's pretty likely to be magical in some way.
Well, it feels like there's something in there, but I don't know how to use it.
Out of curiosity, of how big and heavy is this? Because we just kind of got out of the ground and
it is
ran with
pretty
it.
big and heavy. It is definitely something, which is why it fits like a belt for you. It's pretty heavy. I mean, it's not 300 pounds, but
yeah.
But it's fairly heavy, yeah.
So we're talking like the stone equivalent of, say, a tire.
I would say yes. Maybe slightly bigger, but yeah, a bigger tire, like a 18
like
wheel,
a truck tire.
not a monster truck tire, but an 18 wheel
but
tire.
Not like a small, like very small car tire. It's like a truck tire. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I had in my head. That's one of the reasons why I kind of picked it up. So I'll say to Greta River, well, until we can find out what it is, it's a massive piece of stone. If no one minds me carrying it around, it seems to not like the magic that's in my axe. So I'm kind of willing to just let that ride out and see what happens, unless you guys have any objections with that.
No, I mean, I could carry it if you don't want to.
Well, it's kind of huge, so...
Well, I'm a dragonborn, so...
This is very true. I'm not doubting the strength, but it's entirely up to you.
The thing is, we don't know what will happen if your egg stays in contact with this, and there are some very tiny cracks on the thing already, and I'm a bit afraid of like two powers clashing here and maybe destroying the artifact.
It's definitely having an effect on the axe. There is definite and like an extra weight on my back. Whether or not that's a good thing for me or a bad thing for me, or positive or negative for the actual artifact itself. I'd feel better not carrying this around. If anybody else can carry it, that would be fantastic.
I think we should give it to River. Because I'm saying this now because she seems the most qualified.
Yes. Well, this is I kind of wave a hand out to you two. I'm like, well, this is why I'm talking to you two right now. You guys use magic day in, day out. You understand it. I don't.
I mean,
don't
River,
get it.
what you did down there was massively impressive, and I hope you know that.
Thanks, but I couldn't help the puppy.
Maybe the puppy is fine. The puppy has survived some really bad odds in the past. So, when the sun will still come up. There's still light. There's still hope.
Okay. Arv, can I carry this, being the magic wielder that I am?
I would say that you can carry it, although it's going to be difficult in its current size.
Okay.
There is a process you would know as a person who does magic, and probably Celsig would know this also. There is a process that you can go through which is known as attunement, where you can sort of become in contact with, connected with, bonded to in some way the magical item, and some of those properties then it makes it easier to use them, handle them, manage them when you become attuned to something. To do that, you'd obviously have to keep it in close proximity, and of course there's also the fact that the giants asked for this thing back, so you may not even have to have it that long. In the short term, you could certainly hold on to it. You think it's just kind of bulky, really, but
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I'll take it. If you're worried about your stick breaking it or it breaking your stick, I'll take it.
Yes. You guys are way more qualified than me in this sort of stuff, so I'm not. I'm definitely don't feel like the person to carry this.
Okay.
I give Uash a look between thank you for playing along and.
Stick. It's not a stick.
I know we all know it's an attack stick, but still. So, River, want to come with me and show the artifact to our giant friend?
Okay, we'll give it to him.
Yeah, just maybe not give it to him, but at least maybe he can tell us more about it. I'm really curious. I mean, we're not gonna have it for long if we hand it to the Oracle, so let's make the best of it. Maybe we can learn something.
Yeah, maybe he knows.
I'm also hoping it will distract River.
Okay, so
It's
you're going
working.
to take that to Zephyros. So Zephyros is at the top, sort of piloting. He seems rather solemn in his control room, basically piloting the tower, and he doesn't seem to notice when you first come in.
Hey guy, we have a stick. Wait, no,
No,
ring.
no.
We have a ring.
Oh,
We have the ring.
I'm sorry, I was occupied elsewhere. You have a ring, you say, or a stick?
No, not a stick. It was a ring. Sorry, I got confused.
Oh, well, let me see.
Here it is.
He kind of hold it up like. So he takes it and he's like, ah, yes, and he immediately just puts it right on his finger. It's fine. He's like,
Okay.
yes, interesting. A relic I would not have expected. This ring is actually designed and taken from some of the most deep and powerful lava runs under the ground, deep below the surface here of the Sword Coast, where volcanoes still run hot. This must have been at some point mined by my people. Well, cousins of my people. Probably the fire giants, I would guess. This has great power, but of course it helps to have a connection to the ring in the first place.
Urash Eggs is reacting to it. Do you think you might know what's going on with that?
So he thinks a bit, and I don't believe that Urash, you've ever told Zephyros about your. Sorry, let me turn off my echo machine. I don't think you've ever told Zephyros about this thing, have you? Or have you?
He knows I'm cursed. That's definitely not a secret.
Right.
I've spoken about that openly with him. Oh, in front of him. But I don't know if he knows what the axe actually is.
Okay. So he thinks for a while and he says, that is disquieting. I doubt very much that it is the ring in question that is causing problems, but something perhaps in Urash's weapon, or even Urash himself, to which the ring is reacting. The creatures that would have forged this ring, the fire giants, have not always been the friendliest of creatures. but they have a general sense of honor, and they had their own place within the ordning. If the axe is reacting to this, he shakes his head. Troubling.
We got the axe from Drufi, didn't we?
Yes, it's the axe of blood.
So we have a giant axe and a giant ring kind of negatively reacting to each other.
It is interesting. Two giant artifacts repelling each other, as the magnets of the same pole would repel each other if you tried to push them close. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Perhaps if we can just have Urash hold on to this for a little longer, perhaps walk around for it with a while, just to see how he reacts, we could gain so much knowledge.
Yeah, but maybe it's dangerous for Urash.
He seems hale and hearty.
Yes, but this is something that can change.
Yes, I suppose for you little ones, these things do change rather quickly. Especially when flying creatures are involved. Well, I suppose. But it is unfortunate. One could have learned a great deal.
What, for example, could you have learned?
Perhaps why it is that the giants have been driven to attack each other without the strength of the ordning. Perhaps we could learn something about the natural repulsion between several groups of the giants. Figure out ways to counteract it. It would be interesting if this disagreement between us was perhaps magical in nature and not based upon what we believe about each other inherently.
Grit is conflicted because she knows if Urash would know this, he would want to help. And she doesn't want to keep information from her friend, but she also doesn't want him to get hurt again and again and again and again, because he tends to have that. So I'm like...
Oh, thanks.
So I'm like, oh, okay, that is a lot to think about. Let's have everybody rest, and then we still need to decide whether we want to go looking for more artifacts or just go with one artifact to the Oracle, because if I remember correctly, the Oracle offered higher quality information for more artifacts.
Yes, I believe you told me, though, not high quality, but simply different. It appears that this relic will open a path that you seek, but there may be more paths available to you if you wish.
I look at River. I need to rest a bit. I don't know about you.
I very desperately need a nap. I feel like all of my tingle powers fell out of my feet.
I think they fell on all the wolf barbarians, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe, and you look like you haven't have anything to eat. Maybe you should eat something.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, come on, River.
I need a nap.
And then you need a nice breakfast afterwards.
Maybe after, but not now.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just mope off to a corner and curl up for naps.
Okay. You were doing that. Urash is talked about what he's doing. Doran, are you still just kind of meditating after the prayer that took place?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be doing.
Okay. We already know now what Greta's doing. Celsig, what about you?
I'm processing, just thoughtful at the moment, not
Okay.
doing anything particular.
Okay. All right. Well, the rest of the time, back to the Allfather passes relatively uneventfully, and before too long, you have arrived back in that place, and I'm going to bring us back over there. I'm gonna have to. I just realized I'm gonna have to just move Raksha. Out of the way.
Oh.
Sorry, I had
I'm so
Raksha up
sorry.
there.
Oh, Ryan, my feelings.
Unfortunate. Okay. And the tower settles in on the other side again of that bridge that you may remember that leads over to the Oracle. And Zephyros says, "Very well, friends. I will stay here. With any luck, you'll find Harshnag in there waiting for you, and the answers that you seek. Let me know if you can what it is that has happened. I will keep watch here. And good luck."
I look at my friends like, do we really want to do this with just one artifact, or shall we try to get more?
Well, it's kind of heavy.
Like, do we
Yes.
know? Do we know what the artifacts actually did?
Nope. We know that they were stolen from these by these barbarians, but we don't know their function. We don't even know what the other artifacts are. The next could be a stick.
Okay, so a battle stick. We need a conch. We know that. And my
Oh yeah, we still need the conch. Dang it.
So my grasp of this was the oh, I forgot his name.
I know we've got a Harshnag's map, but do we actually have anywhere else to look?
The Oracle. Yeah, he pointed at loads of different areas, didn't he?
Yes.
We only went to Raven Rock because there was 2 there.
Right.
So we need a conch, not the conch, which means there might be more of them. And I believe that Oracle said to send us to find a conch, we need to prove ourselves first by returning at least one of these artifacts that had been stolen.
Yeah, and then we get the conch. Then we get to find out where the conch is. I'm looking at our notes now.
Then we go on our next fetch quest.
You know, the Oracle said, first prove yourself. Find the stolen relics from the burial mounds within the Uthgar barbarian tribes. Bring one of these relics, at least one, back to the Eye of the All-Father.
Updated my journal.
I just have a question. What kind of race were these barbarian, by the way?
These are tribes of Uthgard barbarians, which are these very strong, hardy humans who broke off into these different animal-based tribes. You have the Black Ravens, you have the Grey Wolves, you have other tribes like that.
And Doran was a half-elf, right?
Doran, he's human. We talked about this.
No, I'm completely. You must be half-elf. Okay. So it's
Okay.
fine. No, it was 8-bit who was.
Are
the
you
half-elf.
sure? Are you half elf? Are you sure?
I think 8-bit was the half-elf. Now that I remember it, but still,
Yes.
I know we're not used to
indeed a
having
half-elf.
humans around, but you
now we have a human in our party. It happened. Yeah.
Are you human? Are you sure? I've not seen a human in ages. Are you sure you're a human? You don't look like a human.
Yeah, all the humans cause so much trouble.
I know. They're a bit bigger than you. Are you sure you're not half elf? Got an elven sibling, something like that? No?
No, you see this bald spot? Have you ever seen
Elven bald spots, mate. Elven bald spots.
That's just because you're half-elf. Your human side is just messing you up there.
Yeah. The human side is why we need glasses.
Sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So River.
Yeah, cool.
So we're fine, everybody. We go into the Oracle now and give them the relic
Yes, let's do that.
and find out where the conch is.
Think so.
River, do you want to do the honor? Here, take the relic.
Okay. Okay. And, wait, are we in there already?
You have landed. So if you want to, you can now enter. You've actually landed outside, and you just have to cross over that bridge again to get back to
Okay.
the entrance to the Oracle.
Well, I head in then. We like this.
All right. And the rest of you are accompanying her, right? Or is she just doing the solo?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, no.
Yeah.
As you get close to the edge, you see a kneeling figure, which then turns to face you, and it is indeed Harshnag, who has been waiting, and he says, "Welcome, my friends. I have been involved in some meditation. It looks to me as if you have been successful, although..." And he kind of catches sight of Doran, just you on your own, and he says, "I see we are not all here."
It's true. It's true, Mr. Harshnag. Raksha didn't make it, but she covered our retreat. She kept us safe. You know, she did the right thing, as right as a ward can be, I guess.
He nods slowly and he says, I have lost too many of my companions this way over many long years. I am very sorry to hear of this. But yes, if it meant that your way was kept safe, then she died well. And he sort of inclines his head respectfully for a moment and then turns and says, Come, the oracle awaits. What did you manage to recover? And he says this to basically all of you.
River.
Hang on. Sorry. Husband was talking. Okay.
With the stick.
Mr.
We have some giants to save. Please do not pay attention to your husband. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Okay. I hold up the thing as best I can, and I'm like, we got a big circle.
And he looks down. He says, Yes, so it seems you did. I have not seen one of these for some time. And he kind of holds out his hand, and assuming you give him the thing,
yes.
he sort of holds it up and looks at it, and he says, This was something my people called a magma ring. It was drawn itself from the lava that flows underneath the Sword Coast. There were some great powerful magics that could be done with rings of this sort. I had not realized that this was one of the ones that was missing. And he sort of looks at it for a bit, and then it has also been this space of damage over time. And he nods and says, well done. The oracle awaits. And he kind of leads the way, if you will follow. And this is a good moment to stop and say welcome to everybody who is watching, as we are playing for you through Pen and Pixels episode 189, D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder, as the party is about to, in quotes, turn in their fetch quest. They're about to turn in this item and see what happens in gathering this information. If you like what you see in here, please follow us here on GOG.com, and please check out all of the individual people on their own personal channels as well. And thank you all for being there. Thank you, Echo. So he brings you back. You'll be happy to know there are no fire worms or any other like deadly creatures that he leads you to.
It's like Dark Souls, everything resets, everything's like
Right.
back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you hear bong, and then like everything is back and all that's it. But you do find your souls missing, so you can retrieve all those.
Woo!
So
The blood moon rises once again.
yeah, oh god,
Yeah.
that. All right, so you get back to the portal. And again, the portal is still glowing, so you can see the room beyond with the oracle. So if you folks want, you can pass into it again.
I'm gonna hang back because I did not go into the oracle last time.
Okay.
Oh wait, I didn't either. I don't think I was allowed.
We were all in there.
Oh,
No,
we
no,
were?
no. Me and River weren't in there because
Oh.
River would
think-
ask.
Yeah, I don't think I was
True.
trusted.
Yeah, you were considered to ask questions. That was the problem. We thought you might have questions.
You were
Yeah.
considered questionably dangerous, so we decided to.
But I think
you into
this
the
time
spam room.
this time we'll just get an answer, so everybody should come in, I think.
Yeah.
We all did this together. We all got this circle together. So let's go in there all together. Come on, everybody.
We all got the giant stone rubber ring, so let's go turn it in.
Is that including Doran?
Yes, I'm totally including Doran. Like
Okay, because I just stepped
Like
in.
that.
Well, I want to make sure it's
It's fine,
Doran
don't worry
including
about
Doran. I just want to make sure Doran is including Doran. Okay. All right. So
He has little choice in this.
you just grab him bodily and just like you will come with me. All right. Okay.
If he's not moving, I will like
Just push.
I
him.
don't know the English word for this, but I'm gonna do that with his arm, and then he's gonna come.
So
Yank. Yank on there.
Abduct, I believe.
when you enter this place, for those of you who were not here before, this is a hexagonal chamber whose walls rise 50 feet before tapering to a 90-foot high apex. And standing in each corner of the room, there is a life-size statue of a giant which is holding up a heavy iron lantern with one raised arm. And each type of giant is represented. So there's a hill, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm giant. and a cold magical light radiates from each lantern. And in the middle of the floor is a giant corpse, which is lying on the floor beneath a shroud of frost in the middle of the room. For those of you who were here before, you do not see Aigeron's ghost. Remember the ghost that appeared above it? You do not see Aigeron's ghost here, at least not at the moment, but the rest of you, this is what you see. And there is that circle, again, within which these 5 statues here, or sorry, these 6 statues are standing, which you could enter if you wish, with your relic, because that's where the last time you went in and, you know, voices were spoken and all that.
I'm just like, did you guys kill this person? Like, was this...
No.
Is this you?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
One of the few that wasn't us.
That is Aigeron. He was killed by Lefkafkus.
He was kinslain.
That's easy for you to say.
Also known as Blagovkis.
I was
That's
Got a cream for that.
I'm reasonably certain that's what she said.
Yeah,
just
sure
ignore
that's,
it.
yeah, no, it's
And Blagovkis was Aigeron's father. And Aigeron now wants us to avenge him.
Harsh.
Oh yeah.
So do we put this giant ring on the
Nope.
dead guy's chest, or where does it go?
No, I think we summon the Oracle again. And then the Oracle will tell us what to do with it. Right?
Cool. How do we do this summoning?
What if do we need to use the ring to summon the Oracle?
We lighted the little lanterns, didn't we?
You did.
Can't remember. A lot's happened since then.
Yeah, you did. And there is that circle within the 6 statues as well.
Yes. Somebody needed to be standing. The one talking to the Oracle needed to be standing in the circle, and it just kind of worked, didn't it?
Once you passed into the circle, that is correct.
Yeah. So
Do we just need to go into the circle?
with the stone.
With the stone,
Thing.
we need to put the circle in the circle.
Yes.
I'm feeling this is a trap. This is going to be like an artifact dispenser. The floor is going to give in.
Nah, it will be
It's going to
fine.
be an
I must
artifact.
admit, I'm not well versed when it comes to raising the dead.
Of your many talents, I'm surprised that ancient giant rituals aren't among them.
Okay, let's do this.
Cool. Let's
walk into the circle and.
Okay, and River is carrying, I assume, still the ring, the thing as you walk.
River is carrying the thing, whilst Chai is currently AFK. River is carrying the thing.
While, or when, I should say, River enters the circle, there is a booming sort of rumbling in the chamber, and then you hear the Oracle says, sort of as you're holding it, you hold the ring above you, and then as you enter the circle, there's a rumbling, and then the ring glows brighter and brighter and brighter as the rumbling continues, and then vanishes. And when it vanishes, you hear, "You have done a great deed for all giants. A new path lies before you." And coming from this wall back here is in bas relief this basically carving moves forward, and it is a carving that looks, I'm sorry, was that the right? Yes, that is the right wall. A carving moves forward, an enormous carving of a giant, and you see in the left hand of this giant is what looks like a flaming sword, and in the right hand of the giant he holds this what looks like orb with flame that seems to be coming off of it. And there is a pause. Harshnag kind of is, looking in awe at all of this. There's a pause, and then you hear, "Travel east, o'er mountains and snow, to distant spires. There, on a cold mountainside, you will find a village of yak folk, and below that, Iron Slag, the forge of the fire giant Duke Zalto. The conch you seek is in his quarters."
Are you typing that, Mike?
Me, yeah, I'm taking notes. Don't worry, taking notes.
Okay, great.
I can repeat that if you wish.
No, I'm good. Go east to Iron Slag, Duke Zolto's quarters.
Right, and it's Zalto. And then the voice falls silent.
Well, that was
Okay.
very conveniently specific, wasn't it?
So, Mr. Harshnag, what do you know about Duke Zolto?
And Harshnag sighs heavily and he says, Duke Zolto is dangerous. Perhaps all of them are dangerous, but none more than him.
Oh, it's a name.
What do you know of the fire giants?
So, what do we know of the fire giants?
They're giants, and I'm betting they like warmer
On
temperatures.
Fire.
If you make a nature check for me, I can tell you more about that.
A nature check.
If it's not living within a mountain, I don't know about it.
A nature check.
Nature check,
All of
otherwise
us?
known as D&D Google.
I got a
I know grass is green.
So Doran
Very
is
big.
kind of like, you're two sort of freaked out about, you're like, I am a beastmaster, not one with nature. I mean, so to speak.
Not related.
No?
No, nothing. And Greta's like, what is this? Okay, so all of you are like, the only one who knows
Celsic
the only
on
one who
this.
knows anything about it is Celsig, and
That's because he's a ranger.
Yeah.
it's because of your
Apparently, for the
ranger.
most oblivious member of the party, except for maybe River, I pick up a lot.
Well, the reason that you happen to know about this, I would say, is that these particular creatures have a rather unfortunate history. Might be a good way to describe it. So, fire giants are master crafters. They dwell among volcanoes and lava flows and rocky mountains, and they are also known as being ruthless and militaristic brutes whose mastery of metalwork is legendary. They build their fortresses around and inside volcanoes or near magma-filled caverns, and the blistering heat of their homes fuels the fire giants' forges and causes the iron of their fortress walls to glow orange. If they are not in a land with volcanic heat, then they mine coal to burn. But you know that smithies are very important to them. They are skilled artisans, but they are also quite violent and very much driven by a desire for war. Of all the giants that would have pushed fighting against the civilized lands, there are others that are more devious, others even that are more dangerous. But as far as the ones that have the most anger towards the civilized land that would banish them, fire giants are it.
So is
Do
that?
we want to get another artifact and get another way?
I was going to say. So I'm good to go get another one. Maybe get one. Maybe get a giant. Lord Sniffington. Maybe who's the patron giant of feathers. I'm not sure. one of the nicer giants.
Yeah.
The giant of generosity. Is there a generous giant by any chance?
How about the
BFG,
Jolly
friendly
Green
giant?
Giant? If I bring you some frozen peas,
The race of BFGs, maybe. Maybe one that's going to try and kill us, turn us inside out, flay us, something like that. Anything like that? No?
So Harshnag says, it is entirely possible, of course, that you may seek out and find other artifacts if you wish. My guess is that each one of the giants, each one of my people, would have, one of the races of our people would have one of these conches. But you should know that whichever giant you go to, danger will ensue. I don't know that you would want to spend time with the storm giants or the cloud giants. Perhaps you fancy a trip into the bowels of the earth to seek out the hill giants, or perhaps under the water. Wherever you go, there will be danger. I simply point out that Duke Zolto is warlike. However, he also may be prone to overreach. Wherever we end up going, danger is going to follow in our wake.
The
Do
thing.
you have a conch by any chance, Hashtag?
He shakes his head. Sadly, no. I am
Yeah.
not the leader of my people. That is
Don't
only
we-
specialized for those who are.
Don't we have the summoning conch for Zephyros?
Yeah. That's the ginormous horn on my back.
Yeah, but that's not a conch though.
No, that's not a conch.
It is
That's
a
that's
horn, but a conch it's a
a
shell,
giant.
literally. But this is not a shell.
I thought it was a conch. My misunderstanding.
The thing is why I'm a bit hesitant to go to the fire giants is that in case we have to, escape, I'm pretty sure they will be completely unimpressed by any fire magic sling in them.
Perhaps they would admire you, Greta. Perhaps your ability to use fire. Thank you for the follow, Lucas Vickers. Perhaps your ability to use fire would impress them as being one of their own.
Maybe they worship your guy.
Your guy.
Let's pretend I know his name.
Maybe they worship you.
Your super important guy.
Your boy Faltus.
His light shine upon us and all that.
Have I heard about
Sparkles.
giants following Faltus' way?
Have you asked them?
No, I'm asking that the game master. Have I heard about this? Can I think about this now?
You can go ahead and make a religion check for me if you like, which should be based, I think, on wisdom.
I have a religion.
You can make a check and see if you know of that.
Religion.
I know
This is my
religion.
thing.
Let me
Religion.
tell you. You are not aware. I mean, the fire giant. I mean, you're not really aware of what deities necessarily. There are certainly those who would be willing to worship someone like Faltus, just as there are those who would be willing to worship, Lathander or other well-known gods. And in fact, Harshnag himself is an example of, a giant that obviously you might not have expected would be friendly, but obviously there are some that are. But for the most part, you believe that most giants worship these sort of powerful, huge deities, Thrym, Surtur, these enormously powerful creatures that they sort of worship instead. Yeah.
I think we should go to the fire giants.
Why not? It sounds exciting, at least.
Also, we still have River. Right, River?
Yeah, but I feel like my tingles haven't come back yet.
That's a good question, Arvin. How many of our tingles have come back?
You're at a pretty low level of tingles right now, I would say. So
I love that this is now a thing.
I mean, I need a long rest.
You could definitely try to do a long rest here if you wish. Not necessarily in the Oracle room, but presumably you could try to do so in the Oracle of the Allfather while you have Zephyros outside and Harshnag inside keeping watch. You could try.
That's true.
How long of a flight with the tower would it be to
This.
what was the fire giant's name? Lord something.
Duke Zolto.
Duke Zolto.
Duke Zolto.
Can I just get the spelling of Zolto, please?
Yes, that's Zalto.
Okay, I was nearly right.
Zalto. Wait.
I've updated the journal.
I'm looking at the journal. Wait, give me a moment.
It's under main quests. Find the conch. Just under save the world.
Main quest. Find the conch.
Sorry, just under defeat evil one, which is just
Zalto.
stop giants killing everyone. Yep, Duke Zalto.
How far? I look at Hartig. How far east is Iron Slag?
He says, "It is a long way. You will have to go right over the spine of the world to find it. We here in the Eye of the Allfather right now are in the mountains. If you go directly to the east, passing close to Bjorna's Well, Coldwood, and so forth, you will find your way to the Silver Marches, and just to the north of that, Ice Spires. It will be farther east, I think, than you have ever been before. You may remember when you first found me in the Grey Peak Mountains. The Ice Spires are slightly further east than that, and of course, all the way to the north, as far north as we are now."
Let's hope that Sephiroth still has time to take us, but this looks like we could get some rest on the flight.
Yes, we could. Get some in-flight entertainment, the whole
He
nine
nods
yards.
and he says, "Then we may do so. It is up to you, of course. I do not wish to direct you one way or the other, only to say that danger awaits whatever path you choose."
Will you come with us?
I will, and he sort of thinks about it, I will try to accompany you, yes. I feel as if there is something I must do here, and I must gather information about my people. If those who are not giants are willing to save whatever afflicts my people, certainly a giant should be one of those trying to assist you, as Zephyros is doing. And the Oracle, of course, is still silent. And so he kind of waits and says, if you wish, we may then depart.
Don't think we have anything else to do here. Is that true?
I mean, could we get another? Wait, we've been away for a long time. We could get another question and answer session from the Oracle.
That's true. That's probably true. That's 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. I'm trying to think if you've been gone 24 hours, though. I don't know that you have. Because you left, you flew there. It was a couple of hours flying there.
Yeah, it's not going to
dealt
open,
with
is
that
it?
a couple hours. It's not. It's probably at most been 8 to 10 hours, maybe 12 hours. No more than, certainly not 24, though.
Oh, well.
Hey,
So at the moment, the cooldown is still continuing. Sorry, Flash.
What did you guys do with all those bodies from when we first came here? I noticed.
Wait.
Okay.
Just the one.
Oh,
We ate the one.
okay.
Doran has brought up an excellent point. The bodies are not there anymore.
Well, we did eat the one.
So, Hoshnag, as you've been here the entire time.
I have not. I have been wandering outside some distance, away and then back here. I had not considered it, but it is true. None of the bodies of the creatures that we killed, at least not the creatures that were in the hallway, the barbarians, are here. The body of the worm that we defeated is still in the other room.
That is kind of reassuring because that is a really big body.
That's the one we
That's
ate.
true.
You ate. I did not eat that.
He nods, yes. The one that River ate.
That's probably. Was the door open the entire time?
I believe so. We did not close it, and there would have been other protections, and yet... And he shakes his head. Very odd. Should we go back and look then?
I'm going to guess the youth guard probably, because it was the youth guard who attacked us here, correct?
Yes, but it was also us, or that is you, who went to find more of the youth guard.
Do you think it's possible that some of them could have come here to collect their fallen, or come here to chase up their scouting party if they've been here a while and then collect their fallen?
And he says, if that is so, we may be in danger here, or at least you will be in danger. If it is true that they are found that you have killed some of them, and that you have now taken their sacred relic, you will have made yourself a true enemy among the barbarians. Not that there's much you could have done with it. You restored a relic that was ours to us.
They don't know. They don't know it was us. Like, they just know that some of their people died. They don't know that we did it. Like, we don't sign them.
He says,
calling cards.
let me tell you from personal experience that eventually an adventuring party will gain a reputation.
Well, there was no chance of us getting a reputation. Wherever we went, either people were not there or they were dead.
No, I think we've got a reputation, all right.
We didn't have a What should we have a reputation with? Like with the library in the woods?
Falling from a great height, perhaps?
Yeah, I fell into the woods. There was nobody there. Like, there were trees, wandering trees. I don't think they, give out a newspaper or anything.
And I'm the most courageous.
Yes, we have a very courageous ranger.
He says, you told me about this place in the woods, but you also said there was a curse upon it that had been placed by someone who was there ahead of you.
Yes, but they were gone when we came there. So...
It makes me wonder
take
if
our
someone
time
is
getting
following
That's a good
you
point,
around.
actually. That's a good point. I don't know if I was present for that session. That was a place you went to and was cursed with was it an ent?
Yes,
Yeah.
several ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were angry.
I think you guys are confused. Ents are from J.R.R. Tolkien's. They were definitely tree ants, not at all related to
That
ents.
is quite true. Treants.
Treants.
We apologize to the Tolkien estate and anyone who
We get confused a lot. It's all the head injuries.
And please don't take away my sponsor, Ventures Middle Earth campaign. I'm so sorry.
Okay, but yeah, this is. We could maybe like fly east, get a rest, and then tell stories about what happened when some of us were not there.
Sounds like a plan.
I heard this really loud cracking noise right before I ran into you guys over on that hill. I wanted to ask you guys, but let's talk about that later, because I've been really curious about what that loud noise was.
Arash got angry at the ground.
I was gonna say, was that me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I raged and attacked the ground.
Hmm.
And I say that like
How'd
Arash
that
does that like that's something he just says on a Tuesday afternoon. Like there's no kind of this is out of the ordinary for me. He's like, I raged and attacked the ground.
I actually used.
So anyway,
I actually used a spell, Death Ward, for the first time, and it worked. I'm really still.
It's true.
Great job.
very true, very true.
True facts.
Before we leave, can I just go check for tracks by where the bodies were supposed to be?
Sure, absolutely you can. And I assume the rest of you then are going to leave the Oracle room, and then presumably Doran will then go forward to look for the tracks. Is that sound
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and move your characters out into the main hall there. This right in here.
Oh.
And as all of you,
I'm gonna be out here. I'll see you guys later.
as all of you move, as all of you move your way out there, Doran, you can place yourself. Oh, sorry, let me move Harshnag. Harshnag is over here. So Doran, you can place yourself over here, and then you can do a. You can actually do an investigation there. Check there, please.
Okay.
It's a trap because that's where the dragon's not gonna land on us.
Investigation. Hey.
Left a big skull base in the open room.
Everybody make a dexterity save.
Right.
I don't want to make any dexterity saves
So-
ever again.
Don't make me roll the dice. Don't make me roll the dice.
Doran,
I don't have enough tingles.
Doran, because you weren't really paying much attention when you came in, you notice now that there's just a confused set of like people tracking in stuff from the outside, like snow, dirt, and so forth. But there is one very odd thing, which is that as you're kind of looking sort of at these things, it's not so much what you see, but what you feel. You feel a slight tremor just under your hand, just like a...
Treads.
Guys, I feel something.
I look up at the ceiling.
The cup of water wobbles a little.
None of you hear that. None of you hear that yet, except for Doran. And then Harshnag looks over, and then you all start to.
To the tower!
And
I start
Harshnag
shrinking.
backs up
Time to leave.
and draws his axe. You hear the crunch of frost under heavy feet as an enormous
Sprint.
blue dragon bursts through the main doors of the temple.
Oh, sod.
The great worm pays no mind to the statues here, and it fixes its hateful gaze on you. Let me pull out this thing that you see.
We take the spider exit.
Limericks, I presume.
River because she ate the worm. then, Yes. Okay. Got it.
The worm.
Run.
Yeah.
No, it's because we killed the little worm thing. I'm pretty sure. That's like we killed a baby or something.
Oh no.
I think.
I'm so happy that we're the good guys.
Produce that.
Yeah, I'm glad we're the heroes of the story. Yeah, I'm real
So
glad.
it bursts through and casts its eye sort of hatefully upon you. And Harshnag sees it and immediately, "This is beyond any of you! Begone!" And he takes his axe and runs forward. And I got to change this music because this music is not going to get it done. Get me some of, let's see. No, not before the storm, goddammit. I need actual
Like during the storm.
Like storm music.
Harshnag told us how he has slain dragons before. This shouldn't be a problem. Let's take the spider exit.
Have you seen the size of this dragon?
It says 100% spider avoid. I don't think we can take that exit.
I forgot I put that there.
We were very emphatic about not going down there.
It's not right either. Hold on. I'm determined to get a much better song than that.
Despises spiders.
Okay, let's see.
River's pretty
Right now, I'll take the dragon over the spiders.
Doran doesn't even know about the spider exit yet, so he's again for a surprise.
He's just looking at our map. He's just like, why have you written loads of words all over this?
Okay, let's see.
Are the
That's
words
the one I
legible?
wanted.
It just scribbles like no.
Okay, here we
It's
go.
just areas of the map where you're just like, nope.
Nope. Yep.
At
That's
least
more like it.
use the boulder trap.
Maybe.
Okay,
I think Arvin has been so long looking forward for us going through the spider exit.
that's what I was looking for. So right now the dragon is actually right about there. And by the way, just as a quick note, this is not a juvenile dragon. This dragon is enormous and looks just sort of could quite possibly be ancient. This huge dragon looks down upon you, and Doran, you kind of, I assume, are stumbling back at the time when this was happening when it came in.
Yep.
And so Harshnag is like, "You've got to get out of here! I told you, get out of here! I will hold him off."
This way. Like
And
here.
the axe
This
comes
way.
down. The dragon sort of sweeps its tail, whoosh, like Harshnag flies back, jumps up again, and begins to sort of charge in. So you guys are going to try to go to the spider exits.
Come on, whoever that is. Who's
I
this?
used the disengage action and run.
River.
I'm going to wait till you're all clear because you all got hurt and I've not been.
I'm fine. I'm only missing 4 hit points.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
make sure
absolutely fine.
you leave. That's the
I
problem.
am. Yeah, that's cool. No, I'm in front of you guys. There is this, bigger dude with axe is telling me to leave. It doesn't feel like my fight. I'm making sure you guys are out of the room.
And he
And I'm
sees.
making sure Urash is out of the room because Urash has a problem for fixating.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say, because he sees. I mean, like, you see him. And Harshnag sees that you are all, like, I assume you're all bolting, but, like, sees that he thinks you're not moving fast enough, apparently. And he swings his axe at the statue of Anam the Allfather in the middle here and chips it. And the entire temple shudders. And Harshnag sort of scowls as the dragon's tail whoosh, he, like, jumps out of the way as rock goes flying everywhere. And he strikes the statue once more, breaking up a large chunk. This act of desecration causes cracks to form in the ceiling, and the mountain begins to crumble. And Harshnag says, "Flee, damn you! Your fate lies elsewhere!" And, it's like swinging again at the dragon. So at this point, Urash, I'm assuming
let's
you're
go.
turning and bolting at this point, or not?
At this time, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm behind Urash as soon as I've confirmed he's actually leaving, I'm with him.
Yep, I'm gone. Let's go. Go. Everyone
So
go.
you are getting out now. Let's see. Okay. Now, you said you were going to go through into, quote, 100% spider avoid area? Is this what I understand? Yeah. Okay.
Apparently so.
Apparently so. Okay. Let me turn down the combat music that I was extremely excited to play. All right.
Good music, man. Good music.
Thank you. I was a big fan of this. More of our good friend Kevin MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. All right. So let's move you up to here then, as the door slams behind you. Now there is still rock falling, but it doesn't seem to be falling quite as fast or rapidly out here. But these tunnels here are 10 feet high and 5 foot wide, sort of cracks in the mountain rock. And so anyone could theoretically fit in there, but it's going to be difficult to move through them. You can do it. Just be aware that you're not going to be operating at peak travel efficiency.
My internet was gone. I just came back.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
I'm sorry you died.
Tell everyone died.
Just kidding.
I knew it. So sad.
Your death was glorious.
I
Thank
feel
you.
like you just pulled a Gandalf. Flee, you fools.
It's minus the falling into the pit, it's not too far off.
It's reverse Gandalf. The pit's falling on him.
So the last thing I heard was the door slam shut.
Yes, behind you, as the rumbling continues. And you also notice another rumbling happening, which is coming from the northern side of this hallway. And Celsig, this seems very familiar to you, this sound. You think you've heard it before.
Bloody hell!
And so as you look up, you can see that there is indeed a large boulder, which is beginning to roll down this way.
Of course.
At least the doors are open this time.
It's true.
I just yell at everyone, Boulder, get out of the hall! I just dive to my right.
Let's run into the rooms.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe it doesn't go around corners.
All right. So as you dive to the right, so is that going to be? So let's see. Is that everybody? Doran, going to be you two, I assume. As you dodge out of the way, and the boulder sort of rolls down, roll, goes all the way past, and then slam. And then you hear a strange grinding sound. And as you peek out, you can see that the statue and boulder is starting to move up again with it as it starts to reset.
Yeah.
We destroyed the statue.
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's right. You did destroy the statue. I beg your pardon. So it doesn't actually do anything. It just sits there while the boulder is there.
Wonderful.
I forgot about that.
Not fancy a repeat of that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
All right.
we were really angry at that boulder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. You did not destroy the boulder, though, just the statue.
Just a sec.
Yeah, Doran, that boulder, super grumpy.
Yeah.
Really?
Celsig's favorite enemy and true nemesis, the boulder. Yeah, it's true.
But fortunately, he always gets advantage when attacking the boulder. So there's that.
That's true.
Yeah, he's a ranger's favorite
You know
enemy.
why?
so-
Because Darksaber loves hard rock. Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Rock and roll, in fact.
Yeah.
They're all
There's two of his favorite things right there in one enemy.
Thank you.
Okay.
all right. So once that's past you, you probably would have had trouble knowing what that was if we're not for the fact that Celsig already had an up-close personal encounter with that. So you're able to go.
A couple of months ago.
That's right. All right, so you're able to go in here. Now, again, these hallways are clear, but I want to point out the rocks are continuing to fall. There is more and more of it happening over time as the temple rumbles.
Okay, we need quick marching order.
Okay, do we really want to be going through this skinny little tunnel while
No!
tremblings are going? Like,
No, I don't want to go in this tunnel at all. I don't want to go in this tunnel at all. I don't like this place. I don't like anything about it. I took the dragon.
Greta, you go first.
I go first.
You're a dwarf!
Yes, I go first. I go first. There we go.
Okay, go ahead and position yourself. You hear a
Celsig,
massive
Celsig.
crash of something against the doors to the south of this room, and a slam. as if something-
Celsig, give me some light. Come on, let's do this.
I clap my hands and produce 2 orbs.
Okay.
Okay, what weapon? I'm not sure about this. Just me, not sure. What weapon would be good, like in a small, narrow corridor?
Well, so
Flamethrower.
say again.
Okay, flamethrower it is.
Yeah. So remember, yeah, it's narrow. It's 5 foot wide, but it's not impossible to maneuver. I mean, if you can imagine, 5 foot wide means that you have to go single file, and you won't have a lot of room to do big old swings, but you're not like squeezing through cave cracks. Like I was told by a friend of mine going through several hundred feet where you just had to crawl through this cave. And I'm like, no, I would not ever do that ever in my life. This is not like
I ready my crossbow. Whatever it is might not have the space to dodge.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
so go ahead and
Crossbow's
position
ready
yourself
with-
forward there in that tunnel.
Okay, it's me. Okay, crossbow ready, lights ready. Let's do this. Come on,
Okay.
people. We don't want to die in here.
Who goes second?
I guess me, because I've got the light.
Okay. Third.
Me?
All right, River will be third. Doran and Urash, where are you?
I'll go back. I'm gonna sandwich Urash between me and River, and I'm going to ignite my my sword. So I have a flaming sword, and I'm going to be going backwards and kind of sliding, protecting our rear, if you will.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I hold someone's hand while we go through this? Is that okay?
Can somebody look up in case something comes from the ceiling?
I'm gonna hold River's hand.
I can project the lights up there as well. I can have up to 4 orbs.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do this.
of each other.
Rumbling. Okay. So,
Do I still have my fire sphere? Yeah.
you're gonna roll it in front of you. Okay.
No, not yet.
So there is a thin layer of frost which coats the walls, floor, and ceiling, and some of the frost is, you notice little bits of ice and icicles sort of falling on the floor in front of you as the area continues to rumble. And let's make sure that I got everything set up here the right way. Okay. On you go.
Don't want to accidentally reveal the Spider Queen.
Okay, we're moving. We're
No,
moving.
just
We're
go.
moving. Come on, everybody, let's move.
I'm just like, River, please don't let go. Please don't let go. Please don't let go. I don't like any of this. I physically start like freaking out if like spiders' webs start touching me.
It's okay. It's okay. Just
Okay,
breathe.
Urash, take your place of line.
In.
You got me right. You got me right.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, bro. I got
Okay,
You got
we're
me.
moving. We're moving. I mean, he already showed us this turn, so we must be over here already.
So you're making your move. They're inching
Yeah.
forward just like it was real life. Well, I mean, yes, like this is exactly how I would do it. I mean, like I would be like, let's forge forward. I'd be like, every part of this sucks. Like nothing about this is good.
Everything is spiders.
Everything is spiders.
Why is everything spiders?
I mean, you
all
haven't
the time?
found any spiders yet. You're just assuming that, there's spiders because you're in a mountain.
No. We saw spider eggs.
No,
I
spiders,
mean-
lots of spider webs, lots of spider eggs.
There's one of two things up here.
I don't think
Spiders. There's spiders or something that's at the spiders.
Wow.
I'll take something that's eating the spiders. I'll take that any day.
What if it's a bigger spider?
If there's an animal called antlion, there could be a spider lion.
What were you saying, River?
True.
I said cats eat spiders and spiders are cute. Or no, and cats are cute, so it should be fine.
Sure. I mean, I don't see why there's any issue with that. Sure.
No.
Yeah, the
maybe
outside
Salsa
that
could
you see,
chop all of
Miranda, is
them.
the outside of the mountain.
No, I haven't had a long rest.
So, all right. Yep.
Oh no, I could charm. I'm
Um,
not charming a spider. Why are we having this discussion?
I like to think you're having these ideas. Well, I could try charming one, and then like just Oraj just like I'm.
I just see this image of Celsic like I'm just like finally out of the cave and like Celsic just like walks behind me on the back of a giant spider. Evening.
This image of Oraj just being like, Tempest loves me, yes I know, because Tempest tells me so. All right, so you're heading down. Go
Okay,
ahead and
River's
move your-
got me. I'm okay.
We're okay.
How stable's the tunnel feeling right
The
now?
tunnel, so you continue to hear the rumbling, but it seems to be a little more distant here. But the place is definitely very narrow and chill, and the footing is a little slippery and treacherous because, again, there's like just a thin layer of frost all around. It's getting colder as you proceed farther down this tunnel.
Do we see any evidence of spiders yet?
It's the barbarian stability you should be worrying about right now. Run the caves.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Will do.
I will not be helping on this because I'm staring solely at my
Bugger.
feet.
Hey, it's cold.
You're focusing on the light. You're like,
Also
look, I'm lighting the
also
way.
staring at them.
I am.
Well, I am looking ahead. Can I make a perception check?
Sure, you can try to make a perception check.
If I don't have perception as a skill with a check mark, I just use wisdom, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. It is still, you would still use perception because it works out at the same.
20.
Oh, so you're just kind of like, you see all the walls become transparent.
I'm like, I have adrenaline until here, so I'm like,
You're like, yeah.
Greta just activates detective mode all of a sudden. She's just like,
Exactly. I must pursue this. It's detective vision.
I can see the dragon.
It's exactly, yeah. You see the wireframes of like the dragon and Harshnag fighting to the southeast. So it's not what you see, Greta. It's that you hear a
no, I don't.
Clicking.
yeah
It doesn't come from
echoing up and down the hallway.
Does it come from ahead of me?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear something going like ahead of me.
Nope.
I checked to make sure River is still in the party.
I
I am in the party.
Come on, people.
I am in the party.
I don't like any of this. Can we go back to the dragon? The dragon.
I am playing Urash, saying reassuring things. Don't worry, you have a really big axe. It'll be fine.
I can't breathe in this tunnel.
It's okay.
So if you bring yourself around to this corner, Greta, you'll be able to see further.
Okay, yeah, so I'll bring myself around this corner.
And Spider Queen.
Oh, great.
Not the Spider Queen, but as you get to this area, you see that there is an intersection. Part of this passageway leads off to the north, and then it splits off as well and heads to the south. But before you see any of that, after you see any of that, you see that there, and then you hear this clicking, and as you look up, you see just beyond the sort of light that's being provided by Celsig's orbs, these glowing eyes in the dark that are coming to you from both north and south. And I will just show you all a picture.
It's fine.
It's maybe something fluffy.
Game of imagination.
It will be fluffy, and it will be nice, and Doran is going to take it home.
Yeah.
We hear and see Skippy, the bush kangaroo.
Rat Shantula.
Drop bears.
Drop bears.
Okay, there we go. Oh my god. This is the best. I mean, by best, I mean it's really not at all problem for anyone.
No.
Okay.
Make it cake.
Make it cake.
All right.
You look around the corner and there's cake.
Oh, don't worry, it's only 1 million rats. Urash would take 1 million rats right now. He does not like spiders.
Okay. What you find is, let me show you now.
Every great warrior has a weakness. His are tall heights and spiders.
And long walks on the beach.
Yeah. No, those are his likes.
And
Instructions are clear. Attack the sea.
Come on.
these creatures come crawling out of the
Oh,
darkness.
Oh,
How many?
There are 2 to the north and 2 to the
yes.
south. They have
Well,
white
Oh,
fur and blue sort of ice covering their legs, their 8 legs. And as they come in, you can see a glowing web of ice being left behind them. And that is a good spot for us to roll initiative, people. Let's make it happen.
Disgusting creatures. I want anything to do with this.
Greta in the back. Kill him with fire! Kill him with fire!
Fire would be a good thing right now. Fire, more fire, lots of fire. Anything with fire.
There
Did
will
I
be
mention
fire.
I got 11.
There will be fire.
Nope, I'm not moving.
I got an 8.
So I have a 4.
It's like, all of this
Initiative.
sucks.
That was the worst time to not have any spells.
Ooh, 22.
Players! Doran goes first.
I have the back.
I assume that you just
At the back.
immediately run. I'm gonna guess that's just all that happens. You're immediately like, outstanding, and I leave.
I will leave you guys do this. I'm gonna go sit in a corner.
Well, screw you guys. I'm going home. All right, sorry, I'm just finding the exact right one to. There we go. Do I like that one?
Are you okay, River?
I'm looking at what spells I still have.
That is a... Arvin, that's a bit overdoing it. Make it smaller.
Although I did like the fact it looked like it had a D20 body for a
It
brief
did,
second.
though.
Then.
It's not like it fell out of the dragon and looked that big.
It's a dragon tick.
Oh, that's even worse.
Are they actually a thing in D&D?
So, how big is Scorching
Sure,
Ray?
they're just large.
Biggest.
You create 3 rays of fire.
Yeah, I was just looking at that one.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to the correct spells. I like to hear that.
You have the raid spell. All right.
Seems to great. Anything. The make barbarian not terrified of spiders spell.
Okay.
I still have a bit of spells left. I'm just... Not so many healing spells, so everybody be careful.
All right, so Celsig has got an 8. Greta has got a 4.
I'm still busy looking around.
Urash has got a 14. Fear is a wonderful motivator of action.
His
Doran
heart
has
is
got a
like-
22. So again, see what I previously mentioned.
Yeah.
And River got an 11.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just imagine they're fluffy cats with 8 legs. Yeah, they're 8-legged fluffy cats. I think that's
Yeah.
a good way to describe them. And
The poop web. That's what they are. They're 8-legged fluffy cats that poop web.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It's funny though, if I had said like giant snakes instead, I'm curious about how many people would have, how many people would have reacted to that in a similar way.
I would have
Nope.
been fine.
I would have
Urash
also
has
been
been
fine.
with that.
I mean, we're not Indiana Jones.
Why did it have to be snakes?
So
All right.
we just casually run away from an ancient blue dragon. We're fine.
Yeah.
Wait, suddenly there's 4 spiders. Weren't there like 3 spiders
2 to the
announced?
north, 2 to the south.
Yeah, 2 north, 2 south. Yeah.
North,
Dang it.
2 down. Yeah.
All right, I think we need to swap places.
Nope, no we don't.
I just look at her.
I am cowering behind River right now. Do I like this?
Okay,
Go.
we're gonna have a pep talk right now.
maybe Urash can just like grab behind him and hand Doran over.
I just start using party members as projectiles.
You've really done it with me.
Oh, right.
Right? Yeah.
Are we about ready? Can we?
Just about. Hold on. Okay. That's gonna be.
Just looking up the rules for poisoning.
Yeah. Just,
Poisoning
Poisoning.
spiders?
And
Oh, I'm
fear.
especially immune against poison, so it's good that I'm in the front.
are you immune against ice poison?
That is not even a thing. I have
That is not even a thing.
I have a dwarven resilience, so I get advantage on the saving throws against poison, and I have resistance against poison damage.
Oh my god. All right. Well, we will see whether any of that applies to creatures of the deep mountains. Doran, you were up first.
I'm a creature of the deep mountains.
So yes, that's true. Okay. 4 spiders like warm up in Icewind Dale. There we go. Doran, the only problem that you've got right now is that you are in the back of this crew. Now you can change places with them. You can sort of slide in front if you wish, but flanking and all that is going to be impossible here because of the situation. So
Okay, so like I can slide between their legs if I need to.
yeah, you can because at 5 feet wide of the corridor, there's enough room that you can probably get up there. But if you want to be able to fight with your party like together without constantly exchanging place, you're going to need to get into either the northern or southern branch to basically get out of the way. So you can move through them, but you can't stay in the same space as them.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna move to the southern. I'm just gonna squeeze by, and stand in front of this spider right there. I did not mean to ping there, and take a swing.
Okay. The one, and you've got one to south or north. You're going south.
South. I'm going south.
All right. That sound is Rush in the background.
Yeah. Accurate. I don't like any.
16.
16 will hit.
Yes. Okay. Whew. That's not a very good roll. 13 damage.
Okay. All right. 13 damage as Urash wails in the background. Okay. So you do seem to, and actually, you're using your
Fire sword.
You're using your fire sword, right?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, it takes all of that. It hisses. You can see this blue, sort of blue-black ichor bubbling out of its wounds. and it like clicks at you menacingly. And that's going to lead us to, because you can't move anywhere without getting attacked, Urash. So
I do
are
have
up
a second
next.
attack though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. I forgot. You guys are level 7. You have all these things. My bad.
Got the monster. So that seems like a very promising sign. So I'm going to do the exact same thing again.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Definitely a hit.
one more. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
17.
17. Okay. When you
Whoa.
smash it like this, it literally, you just smash it, and blood and ichor comes everywhere, just like splashes out and covers you. When it covers you, 2 things happen. First of all, when you are covered by this blood, it is like, to jump out of game for a second, being covered in liquid nitrogen. You feel your skin just blistering under the cold of this blood.
Oh, good.
So you are going to take 15 points of damage as this stuff just like eats away. Also, I need you to make, please, a strength saving throw to keep from being frozen by this blood.
There's a reason why I hate spiders.
I so regret having used my firewall before.
A 12 is not going to get it done, I'm afraid, and so you feel your body stiffening below the blood that is also hissing away at you. So you now are in the way. There is a big ice statue in your way. Not a full ice statue. I don't want to overstate it. You didn't become stone, but you are currently like stiff and frozen, basically, because of this stuff that is covering your body. Urash, you have heard the blistering shout and scream. There is apparently, there was a moment of success, and then now you don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't want
But
to
it's
do anything. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I don't like spiders.
Urash, you stop shaming your god right now, young man.
Woo!
I'm just not.
Burn!
I just can't do this.
Okay, I flip around and I'm like, Urash, think about how cool it'll be if you can rip their legs off. It'll be such a barbarian thing to do. Your god would be so proud. Go do it. Kick their butts.
All right, I'll try.
Yeah.
What does that mean in practice? Just saying, I'll try, and then just staring at her.
Well,
I'll try.
yeah. I'll try. Next turn. It's fine. So how does movement work in this situation?
So you can exchange places. The only person that you can't really exchange places with right now is Doran, because Doran at the moment is not moving. You can, however, move between and like in front of all of the other people. So you could deal with the spiders to the north, for example.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what I want to do, and I'm gonna ask you if this is a thing I need to roll more than a couple of dice for.
Okay.
I want to move in front of Greta to face the northern spiders.
Okay.
And then I'm going to forcibly punch myself in the nose to psych myself up to rage. Because this is not something I want to be involved in. But if I inflict any damage on myself, I will rage.
Okay. I'd say it's fair enough to assume that you're just angry at this situation. So I'm going to guess that you're
I'm
already so
unhappy
pissed
about the
off.
situation. I'm not angry, but you guys basically see me shuffle to this position. And the closer I get, the less happy I seem about all of this. And I draw my axe and I punch myself squarely in the nose, and all of a sudden I am angry Urash again. I've flipped a switch and I just wade straight into the spider in front of me.
Okay. Go ahead and make that attack.
Not liking any of this.
He is actually the Hulk. Yep. Okay. That is will hit.
That will hit.
Yep.
Okay.
How much was it? 14. Okay.
17 damage.
Okay. So that damage goes through. Now, when the damage goes through, you feel as the axe connects with the body of this creature and it writhes in pain, you feel some of the cold of it sort of seeping up the handle, but then you immediately feel this intense and not very pleasant warmth that is also coming from somewhere, apparently up the handle and overriding it. It obviously can't be coming from the spiders because they're cold, but something is creating some unpleasant warmth that is kind of seeping up into your arms.
I don't mean to alarm anyone, but my arms feel really funny, and I don't think it's the spiders. And with that, I wait. Is the spider in front of me dead, or is the spider in front of me alive?
Not dead. Definitely hurt.
No.
Not dead.
Okay.
Badly hurt.
So, swinging again.
Okay.
23.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
$14.
Okay. So again, as your axe cuts into it, you can feel that warmth that I described before, and you blow it the hell up. Basically, it blows up, but as it does so, again, this blood, like you were smashing a tick. I really want to increase the disgust level maximum. Covers you.
Thanks, man.
And
Thanks.
no problem. I do it again. And so you are going to take not as much as Doran took. You were only going to take 8 points of damage.
I'm halving that to 4.
Which is reduced to right. So that means you're down to 67, I believe, because you started at 71, right?
Yep.
So 67, but you do need to make that strength saving throw.
Okay.
As this cold stuff sort of covers you.
21.
Yeah. So you feel the warmth that is coming from the axe of the handle, or from the axe of the handle. Yes, the handle of the axe. Also allowing you to sort of see kind of, and you almost literally shatter the blood as you break free from it. It was almost freezing on your skin, and so you break it off. It is no longer on your skin. You were not restrained by it. And that is your turn, I believe.
It is.
So that is going to lead us down to River with Selsig on deck. River, you're up.
I lost my spell. Scorching Ray. Okay. So.
Now, same
imagine that's
situation as
actually-
the others. To do this, you're going to have to get in front of Orosh, basically, because you're not going to be able to fire it from behind him. You can move in front. Because he just killed the spider, you can move in front, zap, and then back up again if you wish. You could do that.
That's what okay. So we do that. We'll boop right there. And then, let's see, Scorching Ray, all at the same spider. So it's 3 fireballs, all at them.
Okay, well, there's only one spider in front of you right now, because one's already dead. The other spider is to the south.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I want all 3 of the things, because it says you create 3 rays,
Right, you
all
want
at
them
that
going
guy.
to that guy. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I do not blame you. All right, so you're going to need to make a ranged spell attack for each ray, please.
Okay. So, is that? Oh my goodness. See, and I wish I had everything in. You gotta make a character sheet for me, Arv, so that way I can put it in D20.
Yes. Or actually, I should ask you to have Mike do that for you because Mike did it for the others, I think. Mike, would you be?
Oh, I thought because I was looking it up, it said the DM needed to do it, but.
No, I can add it. I can add the sheet, but I don't mind doing any of this, but I can add the sheet. But I think, Mike, weren't you the one who actually made up the character sheet for you, or did something like that, or am I wrong?
No, I chose a random one.
Oh, you just chose a random one. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then I'm wrong. For some reason, I thought Mike did this for someone, and I'm mistaken. Okay, yeah, I will look into that.
So to do a roll, I see the spell attack.
That's the one you want.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it's a D20 plus that.
Yes.
Okay. 2, 3.
At least 2 of them should hit.
Yeah, 2 of them should hit. I don't know that
Yeah.
the 12 did.
I know. I'm waiting for the 12. I'm really curious now.
Did I just see you make both of those rolls?
3.
Okay, so 12 and a 26, is that right?
And 15. 15
And the
plus
15, that's right. Okay, so the 15 and the 26 will hit. The 12 does not. So
Okay.
two of those rays hit. So
Okay.
that's going to be 2d6 fire damage for each, I believe.
6. Yes. So we got 11
Okay.
and 7.
All right. Okay, and so you hit it with this, and you can see the flame kind of melting the ice, and it clicks really angrily, and sort of crawls towards you a little bit angrily. And at this point, I assume you back up. I believe.
Yeah, I backed up.
Okay, so behind.
I'm not
you.
actually out of the corridor, but I'm just like so I can. Yeah,
Right.
So people can see.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that seemed to do something. And that is going to lead us to Celsig. Celsig, you are up next.
So that attack was to the north just then, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the one to the south is so far untouched because it's blocked off by Ice Doran.
It is. So I'm going to use a bonus action from my Dancing Light spells to combine the 4 orbs right in front of the spider as a vaguely humanoid shape, in the hopes that this will mildly confuse it. And then from the handy cover of Doran, I'm going to pop out I'm going to duck between his legs and fire a shot at the spider.
Okay. You can do that, I think. So you're going to basically shoot through the legs of Doran.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm only 3 foot tall.
Right. No, you can definitely do that. But I think you are probably going to end up with a minus, and the reason is that Doran is not well positioned for this, since you can't actually talk to him because he's frozen at the moment. So
no, but he does make a handy fortification.
No, he absolutely does. It's a very good wall. I agree. You're going to make the attack at -2, but otherwise that should be fine.
And he just leaves.
He's out. Okay, so let me make the roll here.
I was very tempted to start doing ice, baby. As cold as ice.
Yeah, what's my attacks? Short bow. There we go.
Wow.
Ow.
Well, even with the -2, critical hit. Okay.
Which would be, what's the damage roll on this baby? I know it's max, but I need to know what I get for that. So that's it. What is that? Yeah, so it's going to be a 6 plus 3. That's a 9, yeah.
So 9 would be max?
Yeah.
Okay.
No sneak damage on that. I didn't want to push my luck.
Right. Okay, so that carves into them. You do notice that when you hit, that it definitely gets its attention, but it does not do as much as you would have thought. It seems to, like, your arrow kind of embeds a little bit in the ice, the frost that covers it a little bit, and doesn't seem to be doing as much as you might have hoped, but it does hurt it a little bit. You've now garnered its attention and focus.
Thank God there's this handy ice statue here for some reason.
Sprayed with more blood.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like one of those shootouts where you just grab like the person next to you and pull him in front of you.
So look at this. Okay. All right. Are you staying where you are, Celsig, behind the candy down the ice wall?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The spiders go. First of all, this creature is going to move forward.
It's gonna attack me.
It raises its mandibles, or raises its legs, and coming out of some pouch at its belly, shoots out this blue-tinged web at your face.
Yeah.
I'm like standing behind Arash, and I'm like, "Come on, you can do it. It's okay."
and then you just heard a dry thump.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit.
Yeah, does it hit you or not?
Yes, just.
Okay, so it settles over you, and you are now restrained. So you are not frozen in place, but you're restrained as this stuff kind of cuts into you. And it has this really unfortunate effect as this web settles over you, it begins to sink, and you can feel the sort of icy strings beginning to cut into your skin.
Great. Okay.
The second one, let's see, is going to come up and is going to attack the haplessly frozen Doran.
Great.
Which I feel kind of bad about, because I could have like used fireball or something to try and thaw you. I thought I would.
It would have thawed his life, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. please.
I know literally everyone in chat will now be going, yes, you should have done this.
I know.
What is life without my dog?
Wow, right in the feels. That's 10 heart damage.
That hurts.
Okay, so we have a 13 and a 14 as it tries to hit you twice. Do either of those hit Doran? Now, this is yeah. Does it?
Yeah, I guess no, they don't.
Okay. So it moves at you, but maybe because Celsig is distracting it, it does not actually manage to hit, which is probably unfortunate for it. So it sort of clicks. But Celsig, you notice that its leg continues to like shoot out underneath Doran's leg, so it's like trying to grasp at you from beyond this wall. Greta, it is your turn, and there's a lot of stuff happening.
Okay, I realized that people who got in contact with the spider suffered in some way, right?
I think that's fair to say. Yes. You can definitely hear to the north. Actually, you can even see it from where you are in the corridor. To the south, Doran seems to be unmoving, and there is hissing and the sound of some terrible smell of burning skin. And then to the north, you hear Urash sort of cursing and yelling as this weird crystalline web is settled on top of him.
What is the width of the corridor where the spiders are?
5 feet.
Well, that fits actually one fire sphere. It is narrow, but it fits.
Okay.
So let's see. Is there any space between spiders and my guys?
So here's the problem. If either Doran or Urash could move, they could let you through. But neither one can, which means the only way to get a sphere is through them.
Why? It just needs to be within range. I don't even have to see the space.
No. It's not that. It's that the sphere is going to hit them also, right?
Why? I can just cast the sphere behind the spiders. I don't need to cast it in front of me.
Oh, really? Okay, so you don't have to cast it at you. All right, that's fine. I didn't know that. So if you can cast the sphere behind you.
Unoccupied space of your choice within range.
Oh, yeah, that's fine then. Then you're good. So then that's fine.
So which spider looks... No, I didn't see the spiders, actually. I don't, right? So I don't know which looks more smart.
I mean, you can see them barely, but not well. You wouldn't be able to tell which one is more hurt, if that's what you were asking. You think Urash did some damage to the one to the north. You don't know about the one to the south.
Yeah, but Doran has this really cool flaming sword. I trust him to, like... Flame is good. So I will put
in place, freezing as a statue at the moment. But
I realize something is wrong there, but I'm not sure about what.
Gotcha.
So I will put the flaming sphere behind the spider. That is the northern spider.
Okay.
So that it hits the spider.
All right.
Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the spider. Wait, it doesn't end its turn. So I don't make any damage this turn?
Right, but it will. You now are moving it, so it's going to have to move out of the way, or it's going to be affected by it.
Okay, well that's a bit. I would rather do damage this turn. Can I change my plan? I cannot do anything else, right? Because I cannot. Because if I shoot, I will shoot. Then it's not. Whoa, that's a nice. I take it. I like it. I take that. It's fine. I'm okay. Let's do the flaming sphere.
Nobody panic.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. Okay, flaming sphere behind the spider. Put it right on its ass.
Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. So it is right there, and this thing is the creature looks around, feeling something uncomfortable at its butt, and seems very, very displeased with everything. Okay, you put it there. You're going to stay where you are, yes, Greta?
I think I'm in a pretty good place, right? Yeah, I stay where I'm in.
Okay. Then we're back up to the top. At the beginning of the turn, Doran, you were going to take another 5 points of damage from this stuff that continues to burn away at your skin. You will get another opportunity, though, to make another strength save now to try to break out of this thing.
All right, here we go. Strength save, guys.
Do it.
You got this.
You can do it.
Some assistance instead of literally using him as cover.
Not really. not without getting the stuff on you yourself.
Okay.
Basically.
Is my mouth still functioning? Can I still speak? Sorry, that was a weird question.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay. How is 15.
So you kind of break out and push, and that's a good point actually, Echo. You do have an inspiration available, Saber, by the way, just for future reference. But it does not carry over. For just be aware, you can use it on any campaign once. But once you use it in any campaign, then it's used up. So you kind of shake yourself free, you break free from it, are able to brush it off, and now you just see this very angry spider and kind of reaching out between your legs, trying to poke at the something behind you, and looks like it might be Celsic.
Right.
So you broke free. That was your action. Technically, you still have a move. So you could try to disengage. I'm not sure where you're going to disengage to, though. You could basically change places with Celsic if you want. You could do that if you wish.
Go in front, Celsic.
Let's see if I have any. I don't think I have any bonus actions I can do.
Being most courageous.
No, I'm just gonna stand there and go.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Urash, you were up. Now you were in a little bit of a different position.
Yes.
In that this stuff has not started to put damage on you yet, but it looks like it's going to. So you can try to break free or attack this web if you like. Either one of those.
How do I attack the web?
Okay.
How do I? I thought this was like all around me.
Yeah, that's right. So you would need to basically essentially a set of unarmed strikes, or if you were able to use the edge of your axe to kind of saw at the edge of the web, something like that. Or you could just try to break free, just do what Doran.
I'm just gonna try and hulk out of it.
Okay. Then I will have you make a strength check for me, please. This one's not a save. This is a check.
Yep, this is a check. I'm gonna guess the advantage doesn't matter because I got 23.
That's true. So you just the web shatters as if it was a crystalline, an upside down bowl that you just broken, and just ice shards go everywhere. And now you are facing this creature. Now you did your strength check to get out, and you have a move left. You can't take an attack though because you needed to do that to get out of this web.
Okay. There's nothing offensive I can do to this spider right now, other than move.
Oh, I think you could be very offensive to it if you wish. But yeah, pretty much.
I'm just gonna curse at it.
You ugly.
You stupid eight-legged son of a... Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That sort of thing. I didn't know how after dark we would be at this time of the night, so I don't know how blue I can turn the air, but I'm turning it pretty blue right now.
Okay, so this thing is just clicking away as you angrily yell at it. Okay, River, you were up. Both of your companions are now free.
Oh, that's nice. I don't have to worry about roasting them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Crap, they're probably equally hurt too. Does one spider appear more hurt than the other?
Just with a quick look, you would say the one to the north, that has the flaming sphere behind it and an angry barbarian goggling at it, is probably in worse shape than the one to the south.
Just swearing at it constantly.
Yeah. So I will use Firebolt.
Okay.
On the one to the south, then, since I'm kind of in between the corridors. So that means I need to wheedle up past.
Yes.
Okay. Doran.
Now, one thing is, because of how the close proximity, if you slide in front and Doran sort of switches places with you, you are going to, in all likelihood, incur an attack of opportunity because you are right in front of it as the spell's casting, unless it's a close range spell like a Thunder Wave spell or something like that. But if it's something which normally would be like a ranged attack, you're going to be, incur an attack because you're right on top of it. And there's no real way to cast it from behind him because of the limitations of the corridor.
Ow, that's what I was going to ask. Can I just, tell him to move his head over or something?
No, unfortunately not. Too narrow, this corridor.
All right, well, if that's the case, the northern corridor it is.
Okay.
Okay, northern corridor.
Well,
fire...
same deal, though, just so you know.
Yeah,
same
I
deal.
know.
Okay, all right.
But what are you going to do?
Okay.
So, let's see. It's that. Does that hit?
Okay, so 19. Let's see if it. You'll be glad to know that it misses you wildly with its attack as you do that.
Fantastic.
And so that definitely you hit it for sure.
Okay, so then.
And with what, by the way? Is it Scorching Ray again?
No, this is Firebolt.
Oh, Firebolt. Okay.
Firebolt, so 10.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Actually, I got perfect.
Full damage.
Nice.
10
Nice.
points of damage, and so your firebolt shoots into it, and again bursts into blood. And I need you, please, to make a strength save as this blood covers you. You are going to take 6 points of 6 points of damage regardless. Are you cold or shock? Actually, we talked lightning. Cold, right? I'm going to say that you have a little bit more, it's not full resistance, but you're not going to take as much from that. So you're going to take only 4, but it is some damage, which I think gives you 26, right, out of 37? Okay. And then you do have to make this strength save regardless. That does not do it. And awesome, Travis Jaden. I hope it went well. You are frozen in place, unfortunately, as this thing sizzles away on your skin. But the good news is you did destroy it. And so we're down to just one of them now. Celsig, you were up.
So I'm going to drop to my knees and stab my rapier between Doran's legs.
Okay. I think that's reasonable. I will have you make this attack.
Spider, right?
Yeah.
Aiming for the spider. Yes.
Yeah,
Multiple
cool.
damage to something we don't want to talk. Yeah.
Just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Who needs it anymore?
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack. You're going to do this at a -1, but it's not as bad as before.
Yeah.
'Cause...
So I'm going to charm the spider so Doran has a new pet. Okay, let's do
I
this.
love what you've done with this web.
11.
Fortunately, that is a miss. The thing is like you're trying to like dodge it, and it's almost like you're basically dueling the leg of the creature as it like goes back and forth. And as you're doing that, that's the end of your turn. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it then strikes out at you.
Okay.
But I don't think a 12 is going to hit you, right?
No.
Okay. So the other attack was even worse. So it misses you. So I just want to point out to everyone that Celsig and the spider are battling between Doran's legs. As he's just like, I just want that to be clear that this is what's happening right now. I want us to know this is our life in the year 2019 in D&D. I just want to make clear. Okay. So it obviously is not going to move anywhere because it's on top of you, so to speak. And Greta, you were on deck. I mean, Greta, you're up. Doran is on deck.
Urash, how tall are you? I need to move a flaming sphere.
That is an excellent question. I don't think I have his actual height. I think he's very tall. I know he's 6'3", so.
Oh, that's bad for you.
Sure is, because your DM's 6'3", and he knows exactly how much room I would have, so.
Oh, because I can only move it 5 feet up. I was really stupid because I wondered why I couldn't make any damage in the same turn. I could have like rammed the spider with a fireball as a bonus action, and I forgot about that.
Yeah. But the
That's
fireball
so
would have. I mean, you guys are just in a tough spot because you're fighting in very cramped quarters. Like
Yeah.
this is why all of you were like, this is going to suck at the beginning because it is what it is. Like so, either that or dragon.
That's not why I thought this was going to suck.
Well,
I thought-
okay, other reasons too.
So I would need to move the fire sphere over Urash and other people who are taller than 5 feet, right?
Through or rush.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you can move it through the rocks, can you?
Nah.
Okay.
I can make it jump 10 feet in like a length of 10 feet, and I can make it jump 5 feet up. That's not gonna do it because I don't. If I burn like everybody's hair up, I will never hear the end of it. Okay, but I cannot really reach the spider, right? Because there's like Celsig and Doran and like everybody in front of that spider.
Yeah, you could move in front because those are all able to like move. The issue is that once you get there, you're going to have to you'll be in front, you'll have to attack them or something like that. You can't do a ranged spell without incurring an attack of opportunity, and disengaging again would be not possible because of everyone's there. So you can get to it. It's just then you're in front, and then they will in their turn go in front of you to take on next. So
Okay, I'm thinking of maybe I can put a spiritual weapon behind the spider, but I'm trying to figure out how to place it. Within range. You created within range. Range of that thing?
I think it's 120 feet.
60.
60. Okay.
Can I put a magical spiritual weapon behind the
Yeah,
spider?
that's still in range. Yes, you could do that.
Okay, I cast a spiritual weapon and then I make a melee attack with it on the spider's butt.
Okay. There's been a lot of
Spider-butts,
attacking spider
spider-
butts today.
Spider-butt.
All right. Okay, go ahead and make that attack.
Okay, let's see. I need to switch to my melee attack thing. Where is it? I so rarely make any melee attacks. How do I make a melee attack damage?
It should say in your here. Let me pop up your character sheet. So actually, if you just click on spiritual weapon under attacks and spellcasting,
Yeah?
it should
Should
roll
be.
for you.
Okay, then I will do that. Okay, let's click on spiritual weapon.
On the main sheet though, under core. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Oh.
Unfortunately though, an 11 does not hit. So you swing away at it, but it does not hit this spiritual weapon.
Okay, but now there's a spiritual weapon behind. Oh, it's Falter's quarterstaff, by the way,
Oh, okay, cool.
because it looks like my deity's weapon.
And
So it's
thus
a
is
flying
filled
stick.
with light and fire and all that.
So as a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack.
All right,
So I can hit again.
sure. Then go ahead and do that again.
Okay, let's see. I've never. 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, how much damage does it now do? I think it's 1d8 or something. 1d8 plus my spell casting modifier.
If you click on the name spiritual weapon, it should roll damage for you in the chat box.
I clicked on it right now.
Oh,
Well, anyway, it's 1d.
Okay.
But it would be the same. It would be. Now I'm confused. It would be. I make damage of. What did I just say? 1d8 plus 6. So 1d8 plus 6
I
damage.
think I see 1d8 plus 3, Parn. Your attack is
Plus-
plus 6, but the spiritual weapon is damage 1d8 plus 3. I'm looking at it under your...
It's your spellcasting ability modifier, whatever that is.
Yeah, but my spell attack bonus is 6.
spell attack, but the because you have your mace right now is 1 plus 3. I'm just looking at your
But that's my mace. But the spiritual
Plus
weapon goes
3,
by my spell attack mod.
okay.
Bonus.
So then we need
so
to just make sure that we adjust it for later. That's fine. So then go ahead and do 1d8 plus 6 then.
Yes, I do 1d8 plus 6. Not 4d8. I want to do 1d8. I would like to do 4d8, so that's not really fair. 12. 12 on the spider butt.
Okay. Okay, it takes all of that, and you can see as this weapon, just pummels down this staff, and you hit it, and you hear this squishing sound, and it is not dead, but looks pretty hurt that you just smacked it with. Okay, so you are in front. You were behind them when that happened. Okay, so you're going to
Yep.
stay where you are, Greta?
Yes, I'm just staying where I am
Okay.
and watch my deity's weapon pummel a spider. That's pretty wholesome.
Doran, you were up, and Urash is on deck. You have a battle going on below you, so to speak, between Celsig and the spider.
All right. So I'm first of all going to cast hunt. Or wait, no, sorry. What am I talking about? No. Wait, yes, sorry. Yes, I can cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action. So as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark,
Okay.
which adds 1d6. I'm going to cast it on the spider.
Yeah.
So adds 1d6 to the damage, and then I am going to take another swing, despite knowing what that's going to happen or what's going to happen when I do that.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, 11. That's
Perhaps
not good.
being concerned about this, like I don't really want to hit you. You do not on this first attack anyway.
Okay, and then I'm gonna grit my teeth, close my eyes, and go for one more swing.
Okay. Oh, that's what does it. The critical hit with the full ah! All right, max damage. What have we got for max damage?
Oh my
here?
goodness, max damage. All right.
This
So
is going to be like one of my sneak
not
attacks.
bad.
I'm like,
So that's
Yeah, it's just a
No.
22 for you, right, Saber? This is a
So-
Tuesday.
13
This is a
plus
classic blow for me.
Yeah, 31. 31.
31?
I think so.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Yep.
How much damage? Wait. I know this is a magical sword and all, but 31 damage is a lot of damage for a
It's a lot
longsword.
of damage.
Um,
1d8 plus 5 plus 2d6 plus 1d6 for Hunter's Mark. Wait, does that count? Or do I have to roll extra for the Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, the Hunter's Mark, right. So you get max damage on the weapon, and then the Hunter's Mark you roll separate. So,
Oh, okay, sorry. Then it's
Right.
Then it's only 22 damage.
Yeah.
Right.
more or less.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the Hunter's Mark just for funsies.
Just for okay.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe this is the toughest spider of all time. Okay, plus 2.
Plus 2.
So it was like, what, 24 points of damage, something like that?
But that's 13 plus 12,
25.
25 plus 2, 27. Just 27.
Right. So you blow this absolutely the hell up, and it smashes, and again, you are going to take damage from it. This time you are only going to take 4 points of damage, you'll be happy to know. And you are also going to have to, I would say, make that strength. Well, actually, no, you are going to have to make the strength save because it does hit you, so you have to see whether you can get out of it.
All right. 16.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to kind of break free from it. And for a moment, all of the music stops in the combat. All of the the sounds cease. There is an eerie silence as the last creature slides to the ground dead. And then there is a rumbling again in the tunnels. And to the north, off in the distance, up the tunnel, you hear... and the sound of hundreds of clicking noises.
Did it just say friends?
No, it went... is where it went. It did not say friends.
I'm with Telsig.
And as you're looking up to the north, you see these enormous eyes peering from out of the darkness and hundreds of clicking sounds. Does that mean that you're running the opposite way? Is that what that means? Okay. So
Guess we're going fast.
is that what you're doing or no?
My flaming sphere keeps existing for up to 1 minute, and I can still move it.
Okay, it's gonna come up fast though. Just be aware because time moves a lot faster out of combat.
That's why I'm saying it now.
Okay. All right. So, assuming that you're all running, then with these eyes following you, you come to another intersection here, and in this intersection, you hear again this sound coming, but this time you hear the sound coming from the south. So you hear the same sound. The eyes seem to be coming from behind you, Greta, and now, Celsig, you see more eyes from the south. As the rumbling continues, more of these enormous eyes staring at you from the south now.
Well, go north then.
Okay. So you keep, and the corridor sort of, basically curves around as all of you are sort of running as fast as you can up this hallway. Again, you hear this thing coming.
Little bit.
Yeah.
And when you all run basically sort of from it, Celsig, when you get here, out here, this is all running away from the eyes. So assuming you were doing that.
Yes.
When you get outside there, you have one of those moments, if you remember in Fellowship of the Ring, where they're running down in Moria and they have to stop because they are looking at a 400-foot drop below them. So he kind of stops, you sort of stop, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as you get to the edge.
Okay.
Because there's ice and all that other stuff.
10.
Ooh.
So you start to slip. River, you were right behind him. If you want, you can try to save him from slipping down the mountainside.
What would that be? What should I roll?
In that case, you'd
I
probably
inspire River.
I would say you'd be making a dexterity saving throw, not saving throw, check to see if you can jump forward and grab him. A dexterity check.
Yeah. 14?
You do manage to grab him, and so you are holding on to him, sort of almost by the scruff of his neck, basically. You're slowly sliding towards the edge, and as you are looking down at this, what looks like a sheer mountainside, again, the five of you hear this booming behind you with the eyes in the background. And that, ladies and gentlemen, on a literal cliffhanger, is where I think we are going to stop for today.
Why you always pick on me?
It wasn't me. You were in front. Well, you know, I'm just the messenger. So the good news is you might have escaped the spiders. The bad news is what happens next. We shall see. This was a great deal of fun for me to sort of see you guys going through all of this experience. Also, Greta, I should say that by the time you get to that edge, that sphere will probably disappear, just so you know.
I was just, if the spider ramps into the sphere, it automatically gets like attacked by the sphere.
I took that into account. I actually think it was slowing down the spider's pursuit.
And the same with like the weapons. So I'm like leaving mines behind myself.
Yeah. Weapons, spheres. Yeah, I get that. I think.
Yeah. Next is the glyph of warding. So
just drop. So you guys are on the edge of a cliff. But having said that, man, you did get a lot done today, though. I mean, you got the relic back. You found the place that you're going to. All of a sudden, enormous blue dragon breaks into this place. And maybe, Doran searching for the tracks may have found exactly what, ate all these creatures, or at least found all of them, or did something. And this is not a small dragon that we're talking about here. And so there was a lot that happened. And all of you are still surviving. So I think that's the takeaway point, is everyone is still alive. And that's what matters.
Fine. No one's traumatized.
It's totally fine. And almost out of the temple. I'm going to start as usual at the bottom of the column. I will work my way back up, but I will start first of all with our special guest star. So sorry that you're not able to join us more consistently, even Fleos, but it was great having you for when we can have you. Thank you for making time for it. How did you feel about today? Where will the lovely people see you next?
I think it was great to be here. First of all, I was so glad to join you guys. That I did not expect that to happen, what happened, and it broke my heart. I very nearly just let go and ended my session right there. But
I'm sorry. I mean, I wasn't trying to be mean. It was just the roll.
No, it's what happened. That's what the dice roll, and that's what happens sometimes. I think if that had happened later on in the session, I probably would have sent Doran to his death. But regardless, it was really good to be here, and I'm really glad that I could join you guys. And who knows, maybe sometime in the future, times will work out that I can be here again. But
yes,
it's been.
In the meantime, they will see you. You have done some streams here and there, so they will see you again possibly in the future. Do you have a scheduled thing on GOG at all, or not?
I've been doing Monday early morning. Sorry, just a second. I've been doing Mondays really early in the morning. That's probably going to change starting next week. But I'm always on my channel on Saturdays. And so this Saturday I'll be playing some old DOS games, speed running some old DOS games, and then who knows. So
awesome. Thank you, man. It was a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you, Fleos, and definitely you folks should check him out if you get the chance, because it is always fun to see Fleos on his channel and playing stuff and being with us. So thank you, Fleos, very, very much for the sessions that we got from you. Appreciate it. Moving right along, Chai, it was kind of an interesting session in that you had magic stuff that you had to do a lot of today, that you were sorting with, not just spells obviously, but also trying to assess items and all this other kind of stuff. So we didn't get as much with River as we got with some of the others today, just because of the way that things played out. But River definitely got a lot of magic experience that she had to deal with. How'd you feel about today, and where will the fine people see you next?
As always, I had a great time. This was super fun. I always love playing. This is always a joy for me. So, and I always like figuring more stuff out about River. I feel like every time I play her, I'm learning more about her, which I really think is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see. Next place I'm gonna be will be my personal channel tomorrow. I will be playing a game. I was thinking about
What? Who does that anymore? Come on. Play
I'm
games.
thinking about starting up Gothic tomorrow morning on my
Ooh.
personal channel. So
Wow.
we'll see how that goes.
Very, very cool. I had a chance to, when I was lurking and found out this information I didn't know, I was watching you play a little bit of the new Doom, and I was just kind of like, man, that game looks intense. Very intense. So,
Yep.
but thank you, Chai. Always a pleasure, and you folks should definitely watch Chai. Playing is very, very nice person and a very good streamer, so you should be watching her on both accounts. Thank you, Chai.
Aw, thank you.
Moving right on up the line, of course, Mike, as always, a great pleasure to play D&D with you, my friend. And definitely Urash got some stuff going on with his axe, and then spiders and dragons. Oh my, there was a lot going on in this session. How'd you feel about today, and where will the lovely people see you next?
As always, I just feel incredibly grateful to be playing D&D with you guys. To be honest with you, you're a fantastic bunch of human beings, fantastic bunch of streamers, and I'm just super grateful to play with you. It was a fantastic stream. Did a lot of Urash stuff today, which is pretty cool. Interested to see if how we're going to get out of this slight predicament, and
So am I.
The dragon will have left by the time we get back to the tower, if the tower's even still there. Anyway, lots of questions that will be answered next session. But yeah, don't bother following me on Twitch. I don't do anything on Twitch anymore, but definitely follow every single other person on this. These are absolutely fantastic humans, best people I know online. 100%, they're extended family. So yeah, show them all the love they deserve, and I will catch you next time.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure, Mike. And definitely follow Mike on his Twitter and stuff like that. Especially now that he's doing the retro console thing. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So I want to see and hear more about that. But thank you, Mike. Always a pleasure. Moving right up the line, Saber. I'll tell you what, man. Celsig also got the chance to get a lot of attention paid, which was basically, I'm perfectly healthy, and then the rest of the time was just like, I've been here before. Watch out for the boulder. These are spiders. Like everything was basically like, here was my life, of the past several weeks, like in sped up, basically going forward again. How'd you feel about today, and where will the lovely people see you?
It was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed the spider fencing behind Doran.
That was really funny. Underneath Doran, to be clear. Underneath Doran.
Yep, that was fine. And there was no friendly fire incidents, so I'd say it worked out as intended.
Yes.
So it's definitely a lot of fun. And now I'm on a literal cliffhanger again. This seems to be a recurring theme now.
Yes.
How will Celsig get out of this one? Tune in next D&D time.
Exactly. We do actually need, like, the ones that used to, I forget what show it was that used to do that, where you'd have that and they just like, you will find out next time when things happen. And then my son arrives. When my son arrives.
And I'll be back streaming here tomorrow. I'm doing Grim Dawn tomorrow evening, my usual Wednesday slot, because why not? And I'll be back here on Sunday doing The Surge, because it's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with that, doing that as a series. And I'll be on my channel pretty much every other time of the week.
That's awesome. And yes, you definitely should be checking out Saber and watching when he streams, because he's a good streamer. It's always fun times over at his channel, and always when he's here, of course, at GOG as well. Thank you, Dark Saber. Always a pleasure. Thank you as well again for the assist with stuff, with getting stuff ready with the dashboard, etc. So thank you. Always a pleasure to have you on board. And last but certainly not least, I really hope there's a reason that you're soaking wet and that it's not that something happened. Is that, do we know why? No? Okay.
Those darn ice spiders.
Yeah, exactly. Last but certainly not least, of course, is last but certainly not least is Pyre and Jade. Greta also had a fairly eventful time between hanging on ropes and then flaming spheres and spiritual weapons. How did you feel about things today, and where will the fine people see you next?
I did not fall down.
You didn't.
Fine. Everything is good. Yeah, that's how it should be. No falling down. Well, I'm currently not streaming, but as we have our 5th anniversary coming up, I will absolutely definitely stream for that. I don't know what yet or how, but something is going to happen.
I mean, Ultima Underworld, right? I would assume, doesn't it have to be?
Barony.
Oh, Barony. Yeah, but you perfected. I mean, I love Ultima Underworld is my top 3 games of all time. So I just want to see some unarmed Pyron runs again. That's all. I'm just saying.
Oh, but it's so slow in the beginning. I'm not sure if that is like, but I will ponder it. I will ponder it.
Okay.
But I'm actually more in the mood for some multiplayer. Also, there's No Man's Sky currently going on, but also has some multiplayer. We could build a base together or something.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started No Man's Sky, but I'm like in the tutorial section, and it was like, now you build a base, and I'm like, I'm not building a base on this planet. It's ugly, and so we're like on an impasse here right now. Nothing has happened. But anyway, that's it. So you're gonna see me anyway in September, and I'm fine. And it was a great session, and I love you all.
Much love to everybody. I really, really enjoy this crew. And as I say, I it's a shame that we can't play, every week, because it's always so much fun. But it makes it that much more enjoyable when we do get to play once a month. And I'm so pleased to have a group of people that is both enthusiastic and a lot of fun and good friends. So thank you to Pyron Jade, to Darksaber2K, to Mike, formerly known as Screaming Joypad, to Tasty Chai, and of course to Flayos for joining us as our special guest star. Chat, can we get some love for our players? And thanks, everyone. I will see you wonderful folks soon.
Bye.
And that is going to do it for Pen and Pixels for today. This was great. I mean, everybody knows how much I love D&D and how much I love being with people that are really enjoy doing this. But man, it's just always great to be able to be with people that are really having a good time with each other, which is the way, hopefully, you would hope that all the people would be. But it's just really cool to be able to... Just a moment here. No, don't turn on the... Stop with the intro video. Not yet. Not yet, intro video. Brought to us, of course, by the aforementioned Mike. But it's always a pleasure to be able to have people who really enjoy it playing with us. And I had a great time. And hopefully we will be able to... There may be some other D&D things that happen with GOG at some point in the future. I can't talk about details yet, but maybe, just maybe, there may be some other thing that might occur as a consequence of that. But that is going to do it for me. I believe next up is actually not until, let's see. I think actually the Crocs is not here. Yeah, so tomorrow is actually going to be Darksaber2K playing Grim Dawn, which is a game that I have and have played and recommend. So you'll be able to check that out soon. I will be back on my channel on Thursday night for a special writing class from Kat Rambo, who's the former president of SIFWA and is an award-winning speculative fiction author, for the Rambo Academy for Wayward Writers. She'll be doing a class, so you can check her out. That'll be there in the evening, I believe about 8 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And then Friday, I will be back on my channel as well for Esper Genesis, which is my space opera game. So if you want to see more cool D&D, but in space, then you'll want to check that out. That'll be happening in the evening, Friday evening. Otherwise, I will be back here next Tuesday for Pen and Pixels, episode 190 of Pen and Pixels next week, with the amazing Pathfinder Kingmaker that we will return to at that time. So thank you all so much for being here. You're all lovely people. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the follows today. If you haven't already done so, please think about following the channel. Please think about subbing to the channel, and please check through, click through and sub to and support all of our individual and follow all of our individual channels and places that we do things online as well, because that definitely does make a difference. Otherwise, thanks everyone. Please spread the word about the show. Let everybody know that we have a really cool crew here and a lot of people that are fun to hang out with. And I will see all of you wonderfully lovely people either on my channel on Thursday or next week, Tuesday, right back here for episode 190 of Pen and Pixels and Pathfinder Kingmaker. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Have a good night.